With Phil stumbling drunkenly out of his bed, appearing in his head all the things he's wanting to be said. 90 minutes of Phil to Phil, with so much time to kill. He promised chill, but all he does instead is beg and show. The stream's online and straight away begins to whine, but all is fine as long as Shaz's benign and doesn't step out of line. His content's immature for all to endure, like fresh manure. But I feel sure he ran straight to feeling so insecure. The money earned from yesterday was withdrawn and long gone, as Phil's spending impulse is always set to stay on. If supports are also slow and stays so low and fails to grow, you never know, the show may turn into an easy bingo. Once ticked off across the board with charge to what because his code can be ignored. Just how much TSP makes us feel so bored to help us fight or sleep and try to keep alert to watch a creep who play bingo, but Phil will bitch and why his sheep are also cheap. While DSP is chasing green, we're seeing green across the screen as Phil's routine predictability rivals are so machine. Snorting, burping, leaning, ban. It matters not if battery fun is child can't see it powers make him feel less of a man. Takes a drink and starts his like before lunching into a bike, pretending they're from bills when truth is there to buy a wrestling JPEG. Talks about his shitty life of college cat and fatty life and all his strife while forgetting that it's unwell and they were rife. With drama he will react but isn't act, that is a fact as he rehearsed to be exact in how he felt he was attacked. She's nearly over and awareness in sight with what to white despite Phil to light that tips were not light. We'll say alright it is okay and now it's time for Phil to play, but first he'll say that tips will help from being off the other day. And with those words we win again, it's never if but always when the game is won. Thanks to that we made it to the very end. Hey guys, King Jat here. Let me just fix this thing. I also get to do that. I also get to do that. I don't know why. I also get if I can change it one little setting. But hey guys, King Jat here. You know, welcome to DSP Bingo for today, Wednesday, the 17th of January 2024. I do apologise to the live crew, you know, people in the chat. I am a little bit late today, but it's not by too much, you know what I mean? And yeah, Phil's stream is live and he's ready to go. We're not actually going to waste too much time today. We're going to essentially get straight into the bingo, and of course Phil's excited for tonight because tonight he has got his wife joining him on the stream for what will be a very robust and widescreen experience. I'm sure he's going to expect a whole lot of support for that particular stream, and he'll need it because support for him has not been overflowing lately as per usual, especially on the night streams. And apparently he's a little bit desperate for money, and also apparently he's figured out the final absolute truth, the final truth of what is going on with his YouTube stuff, you know, the YouTube shenanigans going on. He's going to fucking tell everyone what he's found out from that. But yeah, Meester is spamming the same number over and over in the chat, so I guess I'll use that.
Very nice.
As of course the bingo card will allow it because it's a big number and sometimes it gets confused with big numbers, but there we go. I've used Meester's number, 69,420, and that's a bingo card we've got generated for us because of that. So there we are. The bingo card for today is Phil saying likes life. In fact, him pointing at text and him saying wow. Second row is Phil discussing his family, him doing a Y or a T pose, him explaining something, him saying that being said, and him touching his eye. The third row is Phil saying tired, him making a weird noise, him snorting, him saying detractor or trolls, and him saying dude. The fourth row is Phil laughing, him saying business, him giving a thumbs up to the camera, him doing hand grasp, which is where he describes some, you know, he uses his hands to demonstrate something going up or down in numerical value, and him saying or doing Q&A. The fifth and final row is Phil saying engagement. You see him discussing drama, him saying something style, and him messing with his phone. That's the final bingo thing there. Eric Drescher says, hey there, I'm late. Don't tell them I was late too. It's okay, I think I got away with it. But yeah, I was a wee bit late today to the bingo. But it is what it is. I'm here now and ready to start, ready to just crack on with things, ready to rock and roll and get on with the goddamn show. Remember the aim of the game, try and get 25 out of 25 on the bingo card. If we manage to do that, one of you guys can potentially win a full house, but only if you've left a comment on the community post, which is linked in the description of this live stream. If you've not left a comment there yet, then you will not get a chance to win a prize potentially. And of course there's plenty of ways for us to get free spaces as well to try and help us on our way to a full house. For example, if Phil snorts 25 times or burps 10 times before he starts recording for gameplay for YouTube, that gives us all a free space. If he gets 100 likes from his audience and blows bubbles from him, which doesn't really happen anymore, but if it does that and it happens, that too will give us all a free space. And if we get 100 likes on this very bingo stream before I finish playing bingo, not only does that give us a free space as well, but you guys also get to enjoy the bubbles animation, that Pixar animations, so very kindly made for us all to enjoy to celebrate 100 likes. So I've covered all the bases and we're ready to just rock and roll and get on with the goddamn show. Good luck everybody, here we fucking go at time bingo.
What is up, everyone? It's the final consecutive streaming day of the week, and you know what that means? Good stuff. Recaps of everything that happened this week, great gameplay streams, and my second ever family night Q&A coming up later tonight. But before all of that, I have finally and definitively gotten to the bottom of the mysterious member bomb situation that has happened over the last week and a half, thanks to people who just can't keep their mouths shut and love to blab all over the internet. So, if you've been following this ongoing mystery and want to hear the conclusion today, we're going to talk about all this and more on today's episode of the Level 1 Podcast.
So apparently somebody ran the goddamn mouth and feels like, okay, now I have conclusive evidence and proof that someone... I don't even fucking know. I guess I have to wait and see what Phil fucking says. I'm taking drama. I'm taking the drama square. You know, he's engaging in drama and his own shitty content. I guess we'll see what he means.
Alrighty, so today is Wednesday, the 17th of January, 2024. Man, once again, this month is kind of flying by. Probably because, unlike earlier on in the year, like other years, this year we got a lot going on, right? We've got the Baldur's Gate 3 playthrough. We've got the launch of DSP Throwback and exciting retro content coming out every day. And we've got these new family nights now with my wife, which is really neat that she can be a part of my content again for the first time in over 5 years. So with all of this activity going on, it doesn't feel boring or stagnant, right? And that's a good thing. So time is flying. But you may not realize it, in just a little over a week, the first major new releases of 2024 are coming out in the likes of Like a Dragon, Infinite Wealth, and Tekken 8. And I'm excited for both of those releases. I think they're both going to be great, outstanding games that are going to have a lot of content here on the channel. And I think a lot of people will be excited to come and watch that content. So excellent, right? But before we get to that, we still got about a week left. And this next coming week is essentially going to be the final push for certain games, the last hurrah for others, before we get into the new releases, and that becomes the vast majority of content that you're going to see on this channel in the foreseeable future. So we're going to talk about that today, so you know exactly what to expect in the next week. Also, coming up this week is my first ever stream over on DSP Throwback. That's going to be exciting to try out streaming over there for the first time and see how it works. You know, it should be a cool endeavor and something different than the kind of stuff that I do here. But the one big topic of today that undoubtedly we're going to talk about, and you guys are going to want to hear an update on, because finally, after a week and a half of me trying to figure this out, I finally got the real answer of what is going on with the gifted member bombs that have been hitting this channel, yet I'm not seeing any recorded revenue for them. If you remember, this all started back on January 7th, 10 days ago, when on that day I received 200 gifted memberships for the community. And everyone was rejoicing, oh my god, this is amazing, we all have memberships. And then it happened again the next day, on the 8th, another 200 gifted memberships. And people were again freaking out. And then 2 days later, another 100 gifted memberships. And then actually just this last week, at the very beginning of this week, there was another 50 member bomb. All right. And of course, everyone's like, what on earth is going on? That's amazing positivity. So many people have access to memberships now. But it was so weird because usually when I get any kind of a contribution on a stream, within, say, 2 days, all right, in my analytics of the channel, I can see what I've earned for the month. And you'll see that revenue reflected in those analytics. So here we were days after, like 3, 4, 5 days after, and it's 0. And I'm like, how could it be, you know, nothing for any of those gifted memberships? It just doesn't make sense. And if you remember, over the last week, I contacted YouTube support. I actually talked to them live when the stream was just starting, and you could hear the blip and bloop of the chat as I was talking with them. They emailed me live during a stream this last week, which interrupted the stream, okay? And basically, absolutely none of that interaction whatsoever was worth any of my time. It was all worthless. Just as I had predicted, I told all of you, I said, contacting YouTube support, like, you're better off, for example, let's say I really need help with something. So I have two options. I can either contact YouTube support via the chat, or I can turn and I can talk to this picture of Mega Man throwing the Shadow Blade at Sparkman from Mega Man 3. Okay? So I can actually talk with a person in a chat, explain the situation in detail, what's going on, what I need help with, or I can talk to these melted plastic beads and this paint in the background.
Fuck you, Phil!
You may actually think that talking to the YouTube support would help more, right? However, what you might not realize is that speaking with this picture actually might help me even more, because I might have a revelation myself. Like, I might look at this burst here and say, oh, that kind of looks like something. Oh, wait. Oh, maybe that's related to something I need help with, and I can figure it out for myself. Because in reality, if you need help on YouTube, you might as well just help yourself. Talking to YouTube support 99.999% of the time is a complete and utter waste of everybody's time. Okay? Really, all they can do is they can tell you general information. Like, I remember last year I had false copyright strikes against the channel, and the only useful piece of information they gave me was when they would expire if I disputed them, so I knew exactly the date that the channel would be clear. That was it. Like, any of the other, I was like, I know they're false. Can you do anything for me? No. Well, can we do that? No, I can't do anything. No, nothing. So all that talk, you know, to going back and forth with YouTube support for 2 days was a waste of time. Everything they told me was bullshit. I actually know what happened with these member bombs now, and I'm going to lay it on you this morning. It's actually quite important that this information is known publicly, but the thing is, no one listens to me. So me telling you guys, at least you who watch the podcast will know what's going on. But I guess it's really just for our circle, because as you know, no one listens to me. Everyone thinks that I'm an idiot or something, and that there's no way I can figure anything out, even when I figure shit out like this. So it is what it is. I feel like I have information that could seriously help YouTubers, but no one will care because I'm Darkside Phil, and I'm a meme on the internet, right? Oh well, I guess it's their loss then. If they're that fucking stupid, I don't know what else to say. Because I did figure this out. Anyway, before we get to that, I feel like we should get through yesterday's recap, the schedule.
Well, what do you mean before we get to that? Phil, you can't just fucking... Just get on with the goddamn point you're trying to fucking make. Don't just jump over the goddamn place pretending you're about to fucking make a point and then saying, you know what, before we get to that, let me just talk about my shitey fucking business and tell you what a fucking amazing day yesterday was. And yeah, I might just go 1.5 speed. I don't care how your fucking day went yesterday, Phil. It was shite.
Get that stuff out of the way, and then we'll talk about that. And I'll give you the full explanation of what's really going on. And we're going to have some adjustments. Let's just put it that way. There's going to be some adjustments live on the fly on today's Level 1 podcast, okay? Okay. Cool. So yesterday, on stream, we got really, really far in Resident Evil 0 Remastered. I don't know how close we are to the end, but basically, it was very, very frustrating because this game literally should just be called, like, backtracking survival or something like that. Like, it has nothing to do with Resident Evil. The story feels like fan fiction. Really, it feels like someone wrote a cheesy backstory of how the virus actually escaped into the mansion because Capcom wrote themselves into a hole and couldn't figure it out for themselves. So they just, like, had a fan write a crappy, you know, story, fan service story. You know, the gameplay is not very good. It's basically just everything is hard to hit. The auto aim is terrible. Just throw endless amounts of enemies in rooms at you for no good reason. Spawn enemies in rooms you've already cleared, again, for no good reason. Limited ammo, limited, you know, health. And you might say, well, that's all classic survival horror. Well, you're right. The difference is, when you play Resident Evil 1 or Resident Evil 2, there's a feeling of nostalgia, a feeling of nuanced design. Like, the people who made those games knew what they were doing. If you get good at them, right, you get a feeling like, man, I want to replay this game again. I want to try speed run it, or I want to try to do it in this different way, right? I compare that to, like, Dark Souls or any of the FromSoft games. They're well-designed, curated experiences that are fun. Even though they're annoyingly difficult, they're still fun to overcome. Resident Evil 0 is literally just annoying. Like, it's not fun to overcome. It's just a pain in the ass because of the way that they made this game, right? And so, here we are. I made major progress yesterday. We went through the entire factory, basically. You know, we were separated from Billy. We rejoined Billy. We went back, fought numerous enemies, did multiple boss fights, unlocked doors, had to backtrack 17 times to keep grabbing items and transport them again across the whole base because there's no item box. All kinds of tedious nonsense. And basically, at the end of the stream, we got to a boss. Now, I don't know if it's the final boss or the next to last boss, but the problem with this boss is you need to have both Rebecca and Billy in the room for this fight, and the boss hits you for so much damage. You go from fine, which is green health, to red health with one hit. So 2 hits on either character, and the whole fight is over. Now, how do we unload enough rounds into this guy to kill him? When he could just easily just go swipe, swipe, or grab and hold you, and then one more, and you're done. That's the fight. The problem is, every time you fight this guy, you gotta backtrack through the whole base. It's not, oh, you're right outside the room at a save point. You have to walk across the whole fucking base to get back to this boss, okay? So, basically, once again, the game's showing how poorly designed it was, and it's weird because I distinctly remember back in the day when I played these classic Resident Evils, I hated Resident Evil 3. I thought Resident Evil 3 was atrociously bad. I felt like it was mashed together. It didn't feel like a true Resident Evil. There weren't enough ink ribbons. There was too much frustration in the gameplay design. I just remember just not liking it at all. And at the time, I remember distinctly, for like 8-9 years, I kept saying, Resident Evil 3 is the worst one. It's the one I hate. Now, after having played Resident Evil 0 Remastered again, I actually think this is the worst one. Like, legit, I have a feeling like this is the worst Resident Evil game made, just because there's really no fun factor in it at all. I think maybe once in the entire playthrough, I bested a couple enemies without getting hit, and I was like, yeah! And then outside of that, everything else was just so tedious and annoying, right? It drives me bonkers. I think what I need to do, I need to go back and play the original Resident Evil 3 again to get a feeling for it again, because, man, this one is bad, and I'm wondering how much I would like or dislike Resident Evil 3 if I did a second run, okay? Anyway, we left it that I'm at this boss fight, and I don't know, I mean, we have to do another stream this weekend, Saturday, and see if I can kill this boss, and then what's next, because there are rooms next. You can even see on the map, past the boss room, there's a save room, and apparently, like, whatever's left in the finale of the game there, I don't know, we'll have to see. I don't know what's next, but we'll definitely beat it on Saturday, and thank God, good riddance, because, man, it's the worst one, in my opinion, okay? Okay, last night, it was more Sea of Stars, and let me tell you guys something. I'm really happy I played Sea of Stars as much as I did this week, even though those streams get almost no support and very low attendance, like, compared to all my other streams. Like, right now, we currently have 283 viewers and climbing for the podcast. That's more than last night's stream. No lie, like, even my lowest attended podcasts have more attendees than Sea of Stars. The funny part about that is, right? You guys have told me for years play indie games? Why don't you play indie games?
For God's sake, here it is again, immediately fucking throwing the audience under the bus because his night streams don't get support for him. Bill, it's just the way it goes. It's not your audience's fault that they don't want to fucking come out and support your channel when you're doing a shitty night streams, which is a bore fucking fest. It's just... Phil, stop it. Just stop it.
You miss out on the best indie games. I can't believe you don't play indie games when they come out. You really miss out on a giant, you know, section of gaming because you basically are constantly playing the big AAA releases and you never play the little indie games, right? So I distinctly make time. I say, let's make time in the schedule. Let's try Sea of Stars because this was the indie game of the year last year. Tons of people wanted me to play it in the summer and I didn't get to it. Let's do it. I finally play it. It's the least attended and least supported stream I'm doing.
Maybe you should have fucking played the goddamn game when it was fucking, you know, hype and popular when it fucking first came out. Maybe waiting so goddamn long meant the support and interest and engagement is not there. Or maybe you're just... Maybe people just don't want to watch you play the goddamn game.
Hence the reason why you don't see me playing many indie games. It's not that I'm not interested in them.
Oh my god. So he's blaming the audience because the audience don't like indie games. Bill's not saying he doesn't like the game, but he's trying to claim his audience don't like the game because it's an indie game.
It's that for some reason my mainstream audience isn't. Okay, it's not me. It's the same thing in general with just RPGs. I love RPGs. I grew up with RPGs, probably one of the biggest, most played franchises. Probably the two most played franchises I've ever played, RPGs and fighting games, right? In my life, that's probably the two most played genres of games I've played. I would love to play RPGs constantly, but they don't retain views. I mean, even look at Baldur's Gate. This game won Game of the Year last year. This game, you guys yelled at me for 5 straight months to play. And at first, Baldur's Gate was bringing in the views. Now, I have videos from over 2 days ago that don't even have 300 views yet on YouTube.
Good job, you're not fucking Mr. Views anymore, is that right?
So do you see my point? It seems like what we have is a case where we have a vocal minority. It's people who like to see me play certain things I don't do, but then when I do them, there's just not a significantly large group of people who actually are wanting to watch it. The things that I'm focusing on, like fighting games or shooters or more action-based, those are the ones, the AAA releases, those are the ones that I get more attention on. So that's why I focus on those, right? It's not that I don't want to do more variety, it's that when I do, usually it actually hinders everything around here. As I've told you guys, I'm incredibly lucky that I'm a variety streamer. And the reason is because I'm a variety streamer, I can balance various games against each other. And when we have a situation like Sea of Stars, a game that I've wanted to play since last summer, right? And I didn't have a chance because we were busy with all the big releases and finally getting around to it. I don't really have to worry about the fact that it just doesn't get much attention. I don't, because everything else balances it out, which is a good thing. If we didn't have the great Baldur's Gate support streams, right? If we didn't have the well-supported other streams that I do during the week, then Sea of Stars would be a problem. But because we're doing well with everything else, it allows me to enjoy Sea of Stars. You see, that's really the trade-off is. And by the way, by no means do I want to take away from anyone who's been attending and supporting the Sea of Stars streams. It's not that these streams are dead, it's just that they are definitely the slowest streams that I've been doing in every way when it comes to viewership, engagement, and support, okay? But anyway, I played it 6 hours, okay? 6 hours.
Fuck you, Phil.
Fuck you, Phil.
And in the 6 hours I played it this week, we made tons of progress. Tons. We went to a whole new island, and now there was a haunted island where we fought all kinds of creepy ghosts and zombies and stuff. We fought a necromancer, and now we went into a haunted mansion. We had an epic boss fight and a giant plot twist. So basically, I'm about 12 hours into Sea of Stars, okay? I love it. I think the game is outstanding, all right? But there is one drawback. Last night, someone broke the news to me. They said, you're aware that Sea of Stars is 40 hours long, right? And I said, okay? Huh? I was like, huh? Because I was told, when we decided to play Sea of Stars, I was told it's 20 hours long. That's what I was told. So I was under the impression that we were more than halfway done with the game. And I was like, huh? So you're telling me now we're only 25% through the game? If that were the case, one of two things would have happened. Either I would have played it more, or I wouldn't have played it at all. Because just being honest, right now, I don't know how we're going to finish it. There's no way. In the next week, we'll be able to play it maybe twice. So we'll maybe be 16
Way to do your fucking research on the game then, Phil, you lazy sack of shite.
hours into this game. But then once those new releases hit next Friday, not this Friday coming up, but the week after, it says Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth and Tekken 8. Like a Dragon is going to become the main featured RPG. All right, I'm excited for it. It's a direct sequel to a game that I absolutely loved. It was my game of the year from years ago. This one supposedly has much more content, and the virtual Islander mode is going to be the mode that I play with my wife, and we're going to have co-op gameplay for the first time ever. We have never done co-op gameplay before, and we're going to do that virtual island together, okay? So that's pretty damned awesome, right? Tekken 8. I'm excited to jump back into Tekken for the first time in ages, all right? It looks great. The graphics are good. The gameplay looks very sound. 32 different characters, story mode, arcade mode, and online play. There's a lot to dive into there. And I feel like, unlike Tekken 7, because I got so good at Street Fighter 6, that this is an ample opportunity for me to actually explore Tekken at a different level than I ever have before, right? I feel like I can investigate a series of characters, maybe a striker, a grappler, a hybrid, you know, like 3 or 4 styles of character, and try to have varied gameplay. So I could play different characters online and stuff. And also I tried the arcade mode, looks pretty good. So all these different things to do with the game, right? Now in addition to that, we still got Baldur's Gate 3. And you guys have loved the game so much, and I like it. I think I want to keep that in the rotation. So I'm thinking Like a Dragon, Baldur's Gate 3, and Tekken 8 for early February. Now we may...
What a fucking surprise that is. He's going to keep Baldur's Gate 3 in the fucking rotation. I wonder why that could fucking possibly be. It couldn't be because it guarantees him a hat every time he plays a goddamn game. Phil hates Baldur's Gate 3, but his audience are determined to try and make sure he keeps playing it. They are so hell-bent on Phil maintaining fucking Baldur's Gate 3 as a part of his normal content that they will fucking tip him to the hat goal every time without fail. Usually the same person every time. If Phil is like short by a certain amount of money before the hat goal and there's 30 minutes to go on that stream, he will have out of nowhere. A big tip will come in to fucking make sure he hits the goddamn hat goal, $100, and so Phil knows he cannot drop his game. If he drops Baldur's Gate 3, he is fucking saying goodbye to guaranteed $100 streams. That is why he keeps playing the game. That is why he maintains and persists with a game which he has admitted he cannot stand playing, because it's fucking D&D kind of style and there's so much random chance to it. It's not down to fucking skill. It's not down to fucking ability. A lot of it is down primarily just to the luck of the draw, the luck of the roll.
May or may not have more games shoved in there over the course of February. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But I'm thinking those three are going to be the featured games. And at the end of February, we got Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. And that's the next major game. And yes, it's another RPG. Luckily, it's an action-based RPG, a little bit different than the others. So I don't think it's really going to be too similar to the other games we're playing, right? But you see what point I'm making is I just don't know how I'm going to play Sea of Stars in all of that. You know what I mean? Like, I want to. Don't get me wrong. I totally want to. But I don't know how that's going to happen. So we got to think about this. Maybe we could shove it in there. I don't know. I mean, at most...
We don't need to think about it. You need to think about it. This is your shitty fucking channel, Phil. You're your own fucking boss. You set the goddamn schedule. You need to fucking decide these things, Phil.
Maybe once a week. You know, I really don't know how this is going to work. So we got to think about this, all right? We're going to have to tackle this together and try to logically figure out, schedule-wise, how everything is going to work.
So you want to tackle it together so if it doesn't go well to your liking, you can blame the audience. No, Phil, how about the audience should just tell you to go fuck yourself and you fucking decide. You make the fucking big call. You're the one that fucking sets the decision. Don't ask the audience for this. You make the big boy play. You fucking say, okay, I'm going to decide what to fucking do. And if it doesn't go to fucking plan, you can't blame the audience next time. You just have to go fucking blame yourself. You scared little sack of shit. Accept responsibility for your shitey fucking dying channel.
Anyway, I love Sea of Stars. The 6 hours I played this week were absolutely amazing. I'm so happy I played 6 hours of it this week. Now we're 12 hours in. I love the game and I can't wait to play it more this weekend. Okay? Cool. Today, Level 1 podcast, more Baldur's Gate 3, and then tonight, oh, by the way, in Baldur's Gate 3 today, we're definitely beating the Underdark, right? We beat the boss of the Forge, so we basically just got to get the second Forge reward, and then we got to go, I guess there's a hidden amulet we got to get for a quest. We figure out those quests, and then we're out of there, and then I guess people are saying the next part would be the Mountain Pass, and that's the final part of Act 1, so it looks like that's where we're headed today. How far we'll get in that, I have no idea. As you know, every time I play this game, I think I'm going to do something, and then it takes 7 times longer than anticipated to do anything, so we'll see together. But I'm excited for that, okay? Tonight, I'm very happy that tonight we are doing the second ever Family Night Q&A stream here on DSP Gaming. It's going to be myself, my wife, Kat, and if he chooses to come in here, Jasper Kitty, and we're going to be doing some Q&A with all of you and hanging out. Right now, it's going to be, number 1, contributors. We're going to shout out contributions and answer questions from contributions. Number 2, the live chat we're going to take questions from. But also, people have been posting up in a thread that I created yesterday right here live on the show. So I'm going to be approving questions that you guys have submitted. If you cannot be here tonight, but you want a chance to talk to us and ask us questions, please post up in that thread. Right now, it's on the main channel page of DSP Gaming on the community tab. You still have time between now and tonight's late stream where I'm going to approve questions and stuff like that. All right, so please do, okay? So that should be fun. Let's chill, let's enjoy tonight, and see how it goes. Now, of course, the next question will be, well, how often are you going to do these? Because you did one last week, now you're doing another one already. Really? It's dependent on my wife. She had so much fun last week doing it. She wants to do it again right away, and we're actually thinking we're going to...
Phil, you wanted it straight away. Phil, you told everyone already that the other day you were fucking constantly asking her again and again and again and again and again and again every single fucking day. When do you next want to be on? When do you want next want to be on? Do you want to be on again, Eon? You want to be on again? You want to be on? Phil was desperate. Phil was absolutely fucking slobbering at his fucking mouth here to try and get Kat back on. I wonder why Phil is absolutely desperate to get Kat back on. Could it be because last time she was on, Phil netted over $300 in tips when she fucking was on that, you know, reveal stream before? Yeah, this is essentially it. You know, Phil has had like a few slow streams in a row since the fat cat was dragged out and fucking from people, and Phil every day since then, every fucking day. Phil's like, I better fucking keep asking her. Every day is like, hey, you want to be on tonight? Do you want to be on tonight? What about tonight, Phil? Fuck's sake, just fuck off. Just fuck the fuck off, Phil, you greedy piece of shit. Also, Phil, oh, he mentioned Q&A. Oh, I mean, Q&A, yeah, he kind of did mention it, yeah. He alluded to Q&A. So,
Burger.
There we go.
switch positions. Like I'll sit here and she'll sit here. That way I'll be able to easily man the laptop from this side. The only challenge there is I'm gonna have to figure out how to get this keyboard over here to type out contributions on the leaderboard. But if I'm over here, I should more easily be able to maneuver the leaderboard contributions and read things off of the laptop. When I was over here, it was like I was reaching over and I couldn't really get to it. So we'll probably swap positions. But outside of that, she had so much fun doing it last week. She absolutely said, I want to do it again this week. It was that much fun. I don't think we're going to do it every week, right? But what I think is going to happen is when Like a Dragon comes out, we're going to probably have a once-a-week night stream where we play the island mode. So right there, you're going to have like a week, 2 hours of co-op gameplay where we're doing that mode for a bit. You know, and that'll be neat, I think, to do that together and see that island grow naturally as we do these streams and stuff, right? And that's correct. Prisoner says, we're going to need a better chair. You're right. That little stool is terrible. So when we go out tomorrow...
So guys, make sure you tip so Phil can get a better chair to support Cat's fast.
One thing we will probably do is go to a couple quick stores in the area and see if they have like a stool with a pad or something that I can sit on that's better than that. Maybe a little ottoman or something. Anything that's better than a tiny plastic stool. Because that's going to be shitty, you know? So, but I'm using that tonight. That's all we have, okay?
I was going to ask why can't Cat use a goddamn stool, but we all know that thing would fucking destroy. That thing would just fucking cease to exist if Cat tried to sit on that fucking thing. Like, you know, Phil's probably, you know, looking at his little shower stool that he had, and he's thinking, well, if I give Cat this, it might not work anymore once she tries to sit in it. I better give her my big comfy chair, and I better take the stool. That way it has a chance of surviving.
So, I hope you'll join us tonight. It should be a fun, open Q&A, chill session stream, alright? I'm not here tomorrow, because tomorrow's our day off to do 5 zillion things. We have a million appointments and things to do, alright? And then, when I come back on Friday, it's going to be, of course, a podcast to catch you up on our day off and everything that's going on. And then it's going to be, oh, by the way, are you guys aware, there's a Microsoft event tomorrow?
Who fucking cares? Prophet's asking, do I think Phil still has a beanbag chair? You mean that beanbag chair that he shilled? And he demonstrated you could ride like a horse? That beanbag chair? I believe he said that he gave it to Cat. So I think we can safely assume that shit got broke. I'm pretty confident he said that he gave Cat the beanbag chair. So yeah, pretty certain that thing no longer works anymore. Every bean got fucking flattened into a fucking pancake or something. That is no longer a functioning chair.
There's a Microsoft digital event that's going to cover all these new upcoming Xbox games, including Avowed from Obsidian and the new Senua's Sacrifice game. So I'm excited because I'm going to catch up on that. What we might do is when we get home from our busy day, we'll maybe watch that presentation together tomorrow night so that I can talk about it on the podcast on Friday. So we're going to be discussing all that stuff on Friday morning. Friday's daytime stream will be Baldur's Gate 3. And the night stream will be Friday Night Fights, the final Street Fighter 6 Friday Night Fights, probably for a long time. And it's going to be me trying Zangief for the first time in ages. What I'll do is watch some Zangief gameplay and see how it goes. And hopefully get back to a level where I can use him a little bit and have a fun Zangief night stream. Saturday will be the conclusion of Resident Evil 0 Remastered and more Sea of Stars. Sunday, this is the big day. Sunday's daytime stream is going to be DSP versus the Internet on DSP Reacts. And the night stream on Sunday will be my first ever Throwback stream on DSP Throwback. Currently, people on the Throwback channel are voting on what they want that stream to be. There's 3 options. Option number 1 is a chill night stream where we just talk about the old days of YouTube. I field questions for Q&A. We hang out and have this retro vibe where I'll tell you all about how different YouTube used to be and what it was like recording with a camera and all that stuff. And it'll be a little bit of possible throwback retro gameplay from like the Switch Online. Maybe I'll just pick an NES game and toss it in there and play it for a little bit, okay? Or it's going to be a react stream to the Final Fantasy 13 playthrough that now has, I think, 11 parts live on the channel and climbing. Or is it 10? It's either 10 or 11 parts right now. Or I could do a live react to the Red Dead Redemption playthrough, which currently, as of this morning, has 4 parts live, so 2 hours of gameplay over there, okay? So please vote. If you haven't yet, if you don't know how to vote, go to youtube.com/@DSP Throwback. Go to the main channel page, go to the community tab, and on that tab is the poll. I'm going to refresh it right now and let you guys know what the updated results are of that poll, because that poll will be running to the weekend. It's pretty much the same. We have around 350 people who voted so far, and I'm sure more people will vote by the weekend. Currently, it is neck and neck. 42% have voted for the chill retro night with the Q&A and discussion. 46% have voted for live reacting to Red Dead Redemption 1. With only a 4% differential, to give you some perspective, that's like 10 votes. So, if just a few people vote, it could go either way. I'll be honest with you, I'm down for either of those. Of all 3 options, Final Fantasy 13 is by far the worst. That game is boring as dirt. I think it would be fun to do commentary on my commentary of it, but overall, just watching that game back has been incredibly boring. It's not a very good game until you get like 20 hours into it and it opens up. The original linear path of the game is terribly boring and not very interesting or well written. So, honestly, I would definitely enjoy reacting to Red Dead way more, so I'm glad you guys are currently voting for that, but it could also flip to the retro like Q&A session as well, and I'm okay with a hangout session talking about the old days of YouTube. Either's fine. So why am I doing a throwback stream? Well, there's two reasons. Number one, because I'm trying to get some views on that channel to qualify it for advertisements so I can monetize the videos. Right now, there's no ads on any of the content on that channel because I need to get more view hours on the channel. When I'm only uploading one video a day, you're gonna get limited view hours on the channel. A stream typically gets tons of view hours. So if I do a live stream on there, and even if we just get a couple hundred viewers, it's going to boost the view hours of the channel and help it to qualify for the partner program fully. But in addition, I told you guys this year my intention is to try to get some content going on that channel that's not just raw playthroughs, so people get kind of invigorated about the old content. What I want is people to get excited about the old days and stuff and say, hey, I want to see this retro playthrough next. I'd like to see this retro playthrough next. And having events like this, like once every few weeks doing a random stream, actually would probably get people way more excited for the channel, right? So, it should be a fun night stream, and yes, things will be enabled like super chats and stuff. So if people wanted to do that, they would be able to. I'm not saying that anyone's going to do that because that's totally up to them. We're not going to have goals or anything on that stream.
I'm not saying, but hint, 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 motherfuckers.
It's just going to be a random stream of hanging out and talking about the old days or commentary. It's not going to be like a, oh, let's raise stuff and shit like that. I have no intentions of doing that.
The whole point of the channel being existing is to try and raise money, Phil. There's a whole entire reason why I wanted to get partnered again so you can fucking re-monetize and get ads on those fucking videos. And you're desperate to, you know, you literally have memberships on that fucking channel right now, which you've admitted is for absolutely nothing whatsoever. Members will gain nothing for being a member on that channel. You're a greedy sack of shit. Just admit it. I'd have more respect for you, Phil, if you actually admitted you're only in it for the money on that channel particularly, and you don't care. You know, it's not about, oh, I'm going to give my audience fucking this retro content which has been lost to the fucking ages. No. No point of you doing this shit, Phil, is to line your own pockets. That is your number one primary goal at the end of the fucking day. The audience comes second to that. And they always have, let's be honest, Phil. They always have come second ahead of you trying to get fucking money.
Anyway, please continue to vote. I'm excited for that on Sunday. And then basically Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday will be nice, fun, full days of gaming. Probably another session of Street Fighter 6, the final one before we wrap it up for Tekken 8 that Friday. Among other things, you know, trying to get as far as I can in Baldur's Gate and other stuff, alright? And some Sea of Stars as well. So, there you go. There you go. Cool. So, good stuff, everybody. And I hope that you guys will join me for all the fun over the next week. Sound good? I hope so. So I think I've covered everything at this point. So you guys know the deal. I'm someone who makes a living out of stream contributions, not off of sponsorships, partnerships, and the like. I don't have any paid promotions, no product codes to enter in to get a discount and give me a kickback. It's all about me making content and you guys liking it so much that you support it. Please consider supporting the stream today. Ways that you can support: becoming a member, gifting memberships, super chats or super stickers, or tips. Currently, I'd like to hit $50 in tips on this stream. That's always my goal when I do any kind of a stream on YouTube. And sometimes we hit it and sometimes we don't. It's great what we do. It helps a lot. It'd be great if we can get around maybe like anywhere from 8 to 10 members today. Would help boost, you know, the channel a bit. Okay. Speaking of that, I think it's time to now get to the subject at hand that everyone wants to know about. Right? Let's do it. Let's talk about it because finally I have my definitive answer of what's been going on this last week and a half with these member bombs. All right. So let's review what I'm talking about so you get the full story now in one section. I'm sure OP Boone will timestamp this video with AI, and this will be the start of the story of the member bomb nonsense that's been going on because I finally got all the answers. Why do I have all the answers? Because people can't keep their mouths shut. Seriously, most of the time when these kind of things happen, if people just kept their mouths shut, no one would ever figure them out. But people can't help it. They just gotta brag. They gotta go, you know, stroke their EP-ness on forums somewhere. You know, the big assy code coming out of their crotch and stuff. They can't resist. And so because of that, all this stuff finally comes to light. And now the reason I'm telling this story is twofold. Number one, I do want you guys to know what's really going on. But number two, I feel like this is a cautionary tale for anyone right now who's making content on YouTube. It might actually affect other sites as well, but right now I'm only aware of this being something going on YouTube, okay? So allow me to explain. Last week, on the 7th of January, I received 200 gifted memberships from someone named Nikita. This is someone who I'd never spoken with before, had no idea who they were, no one had any idea who they were, but it was 4 bombs of 50 memberships, totaling 200 that day, and everyone was stoked because they got divvied out. People actually received them, and they were using their emotes, and they had the tags and badges and everything, and everyone was super excited for this. Like, wow, this is neat. Obviously, I was happy. I love it when my community gets rewarded like that. You know, it's one.
Obviously, I was happy. No, I love it when my community gets rewarded like that. Translation: I love it when I get potentially big mega bucks for that. Phil loves it when his community gets rewarded, but only if his fucking pockets get lined as well. He was actively encouraging his community not to gift massive member bombs the other night, okay? Because he's not sure he's gonna get the fucking money for it. Phil doesn't give a shit about big massive member bombs as long as he knows and guaranteed to get that fucking money for it.
Thing if I get a contribution because that directly helps me in the business, but when the community also makes out, that's really cool. And I knew with all these new playthroughs coming out that people were going to enjoy having access to the emotes and the badges and everything. You were going to have a great time with it, right? So it made me feel great. Oh wow, feeling of community and, you know, support and growth. The next day, January 8th, I receive another member bomb of 200 members from the same person. Now I just want you to think about this. My memberships in the United States cost $3.99 each. So this person...
Are you about to try and use some sort of strange fucking Pygnosis kind of language here to try and say how far-fetched it is for somebody to give you that much money? Phil, you have a fucking fan known as 1 Minute Man. He has given you like $14,000 within the last 2 years. Every day without fail, he drops you by at minimum $20 fucking dollars in a tip to you on stream. So are you serious about to try and fucking pig-splain here? How far-fetched it is for somebody to give you so much money.
Money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, money, oh, money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, money,
And speaking of people giving money, thank you very much, Kyle Denson, for the £5 tip. And he says, if Kat sat on that stool, the legs would probably break and top of stool would get swallowed up by her large rectum without lubricant. I'm sorry for that disgusting... You say you're sorry for that disgusting imagery, Kyle, but you typed it and you're proud of it. You're not sorry for your disgusting imagery at all. You're reveling in it, for God's sake. I'm sorry for that disgusting imagery. Look, if you know you're not fucking sorry, you know damn well what you're fucking saying and doing there, you cheeky bastard. You know, I'm fucking sorry. I fucking right. You're no sorry. But yeah, thank you, Kyle, for that disgusting imagery. And I'm sorry, my arse, you're fucking sorry. Yeah, I mean, so yeah, thank you very much for tip all the same, but yeah, I mean, if there's one thing you guarantee, you're no sorry for giving us that imagery. Jesus Christ, man. Oh, yeah, anyway, let's just get on with this. I'm going to slow it down to 1.25. Because also, this is the main meat of the whole thing, you know. This is what we want Phil to try and pig-splain and see what he's found out.
Buying 400 members in 2 days essentially just spent, think about how much money they just spent. You know what I'm saying? That's a lot of money. I mean, that's a ridiculous amount of money that they just spent, right? And you gotta wonder, is it really legit? Did they just spend over $1,000 to support this channel and the community? You always gotta ask, because it's a difference between if it's someone you know, if it's someone who's a regular in the chat and they've been here for years and they're a long-standing fan and they say, I just want to help out everyone, here we go. Then I would immediately trust it. But as you guys know, I've been through the ringer over the years. I've seen so many different ways of trolling, chargebacks, crimes committed against me in attempts to try to fuck with me and my business and my livelihood. And so whenever I see something like this, right, I tend to be very skeptical. Now, I don't want to look a gift horse in the mouth, right? But at the same time, you gotta wonder. So basically, after a couple of days, I started looking at my YouTube revenue, and no revenue seemed to be recorded for those 400 gifted memberships. To which I'm like, now I'm skeptical. I'm like, how could I have gotten 400 memberships but no real increase in income those 2 days? It doesn't seem to make sense, right? And some people were starting to say things like, oh, well, maybe what it was these people were from another country, like Nikita, whoever Nikita is. Maybe Nikita is from another country, and in their country, memberships cost something different. So maybe you did get paid, but you got paid less than what you would have thought. So instead of making, you know, if it's a $4 membership, I would have made like $2.50 a membership, but maybe not. Maybe in their country, it's way cheaper. So maybe you made like $1 a membership instead. Can you confirm that? And I looked, no, I didn't even get that. Like, I didn't get $400 for 400 memberships. Like, no, there's like nothing there, right? So I'm like, definitely, that can't be it either. So what could it be, right? So a couple days pass. It hits January 10th. Okay? And on January 10th, I get gifted another 100 memberships, this time from someone whose name is Duty. Now, at this point, I'm skeptical. I'm like, since those first 400 memberships didn't seem to count for anything, could these be real? So I go check this person's YouTube channel. All right, and their YouTube channel has existed since 2021, so it's not a new, like, dummy account, but they definitely changed the name. The name was something different previous. I couldn't tell what it was, but you could tell they had just changed the name to say Duty. Now, here's the thing. As you know, one of my detractors' names is Duty, or Duty Streams or something. I mean, what a big-brained fucking person to name themselves Duty. I mean, you're a real fucking genius, right? You can name yourself anything on the planet, and you name yourself after fecal matter. That's pretty impressively smart, isn't it? Anyway, so I'm thinking this person is probably trying to spoof my detractor. Maybe even give him like a razz, right? So I'm looking at it, I'm like, you know, this one even more than Nikita is probably questionable. Because now you can tell this is an account that just changed their name. They changed it purposefully to a detractor's name, right? But the thing was, the memberships went out, and people got them, and people had all the benefits. It wasn't like these memberships went out, people were like, oh, I have, they're fake. I can't use the emotes, I can't use, no, they all worked. Okay, so within 3 days, well, a 4-day span, I got 500 gifted memberships on this channel, right? Okay, So, as you know, the weekend happened and all of that. My day off happened last week and everything. And I come back to streams this week, and I basically told you guys at the beginning of the week, it's weird that it's not recording any income for those gifted memberships, and now there's 500 of them. And none of them are recorded as revenue. And I'm like, something definitely gives here, right? In the meantime, someone else came on these streams by the name of X Hooligan. And this person did a series of super chats as well as 50 gifted memberships. But this person started speaking in Spanish. And then we were using Google Translate to try to figure out what they were saying. Well, one of the things that they said, all right, was something like, oh, so I like your content, but I have to go poop. You mean like duty? You see what I mean? So basically, this guy is probably the same person. All right, but now they're pushing the envelope even further. Not only are they doing fake gifted memberships of some kind, but now they're actually trying to get attention on the streams as well by doing super chats and getting me to respond. You understand? So at first, you know, I was responding positively to this stuff. But this person, after a couple days, kept doing these super chats in Spanish. And after a while, I started to see a pattern brewing. Okay? And basically, after seeing that pattern, I kind of started to figure out what might have been going on. Because there's something that happens here on YouTube that, to my knowledge, is an exploit. I don't know if it's actually like purposeful or legal. It seems to be an exploit. What is an exploit? An exploit means that someone has found a loophole in a system that should not exist and was not part of the original design of the system, yet they found a way to use it for personal gain or benefit. Okay? And you might say, exploit, well, what's the exploit? All right? So here's what I'm to understand, and people can correct me on this because I only know of this from people telling me and through my research, basically last night, where I found out through someone contacting me and telling me, this always happens too. People contact me behind the scenes and they'll be like, Phil, just so you know, we found out what really is going on. For example, when I got kicked out of Twitch, the partner program 2.5 years ago, now it's almost 3 years ago. At first I had no clue what happened and Twitch wouldn't respond. And then someone behind the scenes contacted me and sent me all the information and said, here's literally the anti-DSP campaign that was sent to Twitch.
This is a thing you can't show anyone else because it's super secret and it'll fucking harm you or something. Phil has this massive dossier of evidence apparently that relates to him getting kicked off Twitch, but he can't show anyone. Isn't that convenient? Isn't that fucking super convenient that Phil is not able to show anyone all that evidence which proves that he got fucking kicked unfairly from Twitch?
To make you look awful, obviously it's completely false and out of context. It was like a compilation of my worst moments of like 15 years, right? And they sent it to Twitch and said, basically Twitch had to basically get you out of the partner program because if they didn't and someone complained, then how would they pretend like they're woke? Because of the stuff you said over the years, right? So I'm like, wow. So basically I got punished for things I did like 10, 15 years ago because Twitch has gone fully woke and they don't want anyone who's ever said risque commentary on their site, despite the fact I've been partnered with them for ages and they never had an issue with it before, and I don't do it now. That's very interesting, okay?
The eternal victim.
So anyway, that's just one example. So someone sent me information and said, we have seen that there's this person who's bragging stupidly on various forums about doing this to you. All right, and what it is this exploit is that what they do is they use a VPN. If you don't know what that is, it means...
Oh my god, he's actually... So our theory, Phil is actually fucking spinning his theory off as full-on fact now. That, you know, if you're going to set a VPN to Argentina, you can fucking buy memberships for super goddamn cheap. Is he actually seriously going to fucking say this is the full definitive explanation as to what happened? We called it from the start. Our original first theory was pretty much, oh, it's somebody from Argentina, or pretending to be from Argentina, buying your stuff, you know what I mean? Because things are far cheaper, essentially. Well, I mean, maybe not for people actually from Argentina. I'm not sure how it works in that regard, you know what I mean? I'm not too clued up on how strong the Argentinian economics are for people living there. But yeah, the simple fact of the matter is that memberships are super cheap in Argentina compared to the mighty American dollar. Jesus, man. So what Phil is going to... He's about to explain that he did in fact get paid for all these memberships, but he got paid the Argentinian rate for them, which does not equate to many bucks. It equates to some dollars, but not a massive amount of dollars. Jesus, Phil. On you go, Phil. On you go. Explain to everyone what it means.
And it's basically a way to make it look like you are in a certain region or country of the world, even though you're not. It's a way to get around if like an IP address is blocked in your country, you can use a VPN to still access that IP address. It protects your identity in a way, okay? So basically, what people have found is that there's particular countries where if you go to YouTube under that country, okay, that location. YouTube's pricing is completely wrong. It's not that the pricing is...
What do you mean it's wrong? The pricing is wrong. No, it's set that way for the country, I guess. So it's YouTube's fault because they got the pricing wrong. Oh my god, what the fuck? Fuck me, man. What in the hell? I have no idea. I have no fucking idea, Phil. Fuck me. I think Prophet wants a word. Prophet, you there, pal?
Yes, I am.
Alright, what's on your mind?
I'll make this quick here, I'll make this really quick. Okay, so it's not an exploit. You can use a VPN, but the currency for the account is set up when the account is created. Now, supposedly, like Phil said earlier, this goes back to like 2001, the account for Duty or whatever. OIC admitted in Phil's chat that he was Duty tipping that.
Yeah. I think, you know, Ira as well. So thank you very much to Ira for super chat as well. Is basically explaining as well that Argentinian peso is in the gutter and exploiting the regional pricing has been a thing on YouTube for months. It's only just now hitting Phil. Yeah.
Yeah, like, but, so again, depending on how the account itself was created, just because it's set in Argentina, like in Argentina, that won't, Argentina, it will not trigger the payment, because if you go into your Google account, you can set a currency, okay? So then that account would have had to have been set up from the get-go in Argentina with the Argentinian currency and then tipped, right? Now this is going to be through a credit card or through PayPal. The way they word their gifted memberships is that Phil gets the minimum tier, regardless of where you are in the world, he gets the minimum tier. Now, right. Phil even said earlier that he didn't even get based on like the Argentinian peso or whatever it is, peso, rupee, I have no idea.
Pesos, yeah.
He never got, he never even got that. The issue is he doesn't have the viewership to warrant having 1,100 members.
Exactly. He doesn't have these members on a regular. Phil very, very rarely hits over 1,000 members on the stream at any one point in time. So how can you expect these especially in such a short amount of time, 200 random new members or whatever, all these massive 50 member bombs, and most of the people on the streams anyway are already people that received a gifted membership in the first place. There's very limited amount of grey names in this chat to receive these member bombs. So the problem is really that Phil's he has massively been hyping up these gifted memberships for so long because he is just utterly greedy, because he wants more and he's demanding more and he's begging for more, and so he's fucking encouraging these big massive member bombs, but he's not got the community to sustain it, and so of course they fucking go nowhere. Of course they fucking go nowhere.
So if you remember Team Ico Gamer, right? When gifted memberships first appeared on YouTube, Team Ico Gamer gave Phil like 600 members. He had all those view bots and everything, right? His subscriber count went up. We were watching it on Social Blade live. He, like, and even for me, like because I have a VPN set to the United States, but when I buy a membership, it comes out in Canadian funds. So, like, trying to use that excuse doesn't work, okay? Team Ico was, the Kiwi said he was from Malta, but Phil was still getting the money. The only reason Phil got all those memberships the first time, he released the 24-hour sub mode and everybody flooded in.
Oh, by the way, Phil just leaned the super chat in there. You spend a lot of time talking about your finances. No other streamer does this. This is mental illness. So Phil was quick to lean and ban. He was quick to ban that super chat in particular. A waste of money in that super chat, of course. But yeah, it's a good point. Always saying.
So basically, he just doesn't have the viewers to warrant 100 members. He didn't disable sub-only mode, so he ended up with like.
I mean, look at his stream right now.
23 members. He got 20.
Yeah, they're all green.
Everybody that has membership.
Everyone's green, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, like everybody's a member.
So like, if you're gonna fucking give Phil 50 members right now, who are they gonna fucking go to? These guys have already got fucking members. Look at all these dafties popping their 32-month member messages.
What it does is it goes to, like, if you've ever viewed Phil's, like say you have like a 10-year-old channel on YouTube, right? Like say you have a user. You went by Phil's stream once while he was live streaming. You're in the algorithm for the live stream to chat, so then you get sent to membership. But you might not have that enabled, right? Or you might be under a brand account. So you can't accept that. So when Phil's reading off these member bombs, technically probably the majority of those aren't even in chat. They're made up of old detractor accounts, old sock accounts, or OIC sock accounts.
It's just crazy to me. So Phil's explanation is wrong here, probably because you still get charged.
Yeah.
Like, so even if you set your location to Argentina, it's still going to charge you your normal flat rates from where you are in the world.
It depends on where the currency is for your account. So if it's like, so for mine, right, I have profit. I set it up. I'm in Canada. It uses Canadian currency because it asks you that when you're setting it up, right? It asks you region and currency, right? So I'm going to choose Canada, right? I have my PayPal account. I have my credit card. I have my Cash App attached to that, right? That's how I pay for whatever.
Right.
Okay. It's going to come out in Canadian funds. Otherwise, I would have to go into my YouTube settings, change it to Argentinian peso, and then do the purchase. But it's still going to give Phil.
Even then, it might not work.
Yeah, like it's going to. Yeah, it might not even work because I have a VPN. If I tip you, it comes out in Canadian funds, even though I have it set to Seattle.
Keep in mind, obviously, if you're spending things online as well, like there's financial systems set up around the world to try and make sure there's no like money laundering going on. So if you want to try and transfer funds or whatever, even in a different currency, it will try and recognise your origin source. You know what I mean? Like if I go on to, so for example, I sometimes buy gift vouchers for bingo winners. You know, and so I go into Amazon.com. If somebody lives in America or Canada and they want an Amazon voucher, I'll log on to that version of Amazon. And I'll go and buy a voucher or whatever. But when I get to the checkout, even though I'm buying like a $25 voucher, it recognises that I'm not somebody from Canada or whatever, or USA, and it'll still transfer those funds in pound sterling because I'm in the UK and all that shit. You know what I mean?
So this, like, I've seen this theory put on like a lot of detractor discords and everything like that, and it just doesn't work. Like it won't work. Like I use the VPN. I've tipped YouTubers. I become members of YouTuber channels. It still charges in Canadian. It doesn't do it in, like I just did it this morning with Dr. Disrespect stream. They're doing the Shoddy Boys for Warzone 3 trying to get a nuke. I became a member for a month, $4.99 or $3.99 on Dr. Disrespect's channel. That's what it is for me in Canadian funds. But I'm set here with the VPN to the United States.
Yeah,
but it still charged me $3.99.
And you had a big breakdown of this as well. You actually broke us down like I think the other day. We said you said on like Discord, I think you said YouTube. Remember, Phil stated that it has 2,000 unique viewers daily, when in reality it's like 23 proven by member bombs. So we can break it down. This is what you said on Discord.
Yeah.
One,
he only got $70.
Exactly. Phil averages maybe 600 viewers between the day and night streams combined. Two, out of those 600 viewers counted gifted memberships per week totaled 500 plus. 3, out of the 500 plus gifted memberships, only 23 were accepted. This is Phil's own confirmation that he only received $70. $70, including the 30% take from YouTube, would be $91, meaning 22.85 people accepted, round up to 23. 4, out of those 23 people, it would be a mix of dents and detractors restreaming Phil. 5, looking at participants in Phil's chat, this is corroborated by the fact that it's low. So low. 6, that would mean that the other 577 viewers are either people who don't have gifted memberships turned on or view bots. 7, we know when he has internet issues and he drops around 70 viewers, but exactly, whenever Phil's internet crashes, all of a sudden the stream fucking has problems. Phil loses and hemorrhages a lot of fucking members, and all of a sudden the view bots seem to vanish into the fucking ether, and he has like 70 fucking viewers. It's very strange.
Yeah. So in the end, I think per day, legit viewers for Phil is about 48.
And
43 to 48 viewers, legit, that's able to accept memberships.
And the myth bearer something we tweet as well from Gamerface Gaming, and what he talked about there, isn't it like 0.5 $0.05 US, or that what conversion is, tells me it's supposed to be, and myth bearer like 5 cents, not 50. 500 Argentinian memberships would be $17.50 after the split.
Yeah. And it doesn't make sense, because Phil admitted that he got $70 off the first initial 200. So Phil is all over the place with what happened. The simple solution is he doesn't have the viewership to warrant more than, I would say, 800, maybe, that's maybe generous. 800 members, anything over that's not possible unless he disables sub-only mode. But then you're going to get detractors and everybody in there just a troll.
It's just, yeah, but this is his apparent conclusive evidence smoking gun, detractor shenanigans or whatever. It's all some sort of strange op or whatever. This is the hill he's going to die on now. He's set his feet in the ground here, and it's all some big massive op against him.
Yeah, like I guarantee you, YouTube has told him. Yeah, like because he just said a couple days ago those memberships were not accepted, so those memberships got refunded, and now he's at where he's at. He's not going to change the total memberships because he knows where he's at, but he's not going to change that because it's going to prove that he doesn't have the audience that he thinks he does.
Yeah,
and he claims he does.
It's crazy. I was like,
Okay, I'm going to let you.
No worries, man. Cheers for hopping on and clarifying
Okay,
those things.
I'll let you on. I didn't want to take up any more time.
No worries,
later,
man. Appreciate it, man. Cheers, man. Cheers. It's always good to have Prophet on to explain some textile kind of things and whatever, and there's also knowledge as well. Okay, what's going on there? Meester wants a word as well, apparently. Let me see if I can get Meester on because he wants to add something as well very quickly, it says. So Meester, hop on very quickly and see if you can add your 2 cents or whatever, pal, and we can crack on. What's up, pal?
He's really not being very discreet, is he? Like,
No, he never is, especially when he's desperate.
how he wants the money first.
Exactly. I mean, the mask has come off within the last couple of days, for sure. But more so than usual.
Oh yeah, and then on top of that, in the future, you're not there yet. He goes full Trump mode.
For
I'm not going to
sake.
spoil, but he goes absolutely insane.
Oh god damn. Well, thank you for the warning. You know what I mean? I'll have a soundboard ready to just spam like all sorts of sweary things.
Yeah.
But yeah.
He treats. It's so weird to me. He treats supporting him in any way like it's some kind of duty, something he should be honored to do.
Like they're contractually obliged. Yeah, it's crazy.
On top of oh, for God's sake. Yeah, he treats it like it's some kind of honor.
Yeah,
and he doesn't seem to understand.
You're supporting a long-term, a 15-year legacy you're supporting, guys. You know, it needs to feed his fast wife tomorrow. Everything else.
Actually, never mind. I've said all this stuff about memberships too many times now.
But yeah, it's crazy. It really is crazy the way it goes in that way. But yeah, Jesus, man. Thank you for the warning. Anyway, Phil goes
Look forward to the
man.
Trump mode.
Thank you for the warning. I'm not sure if I'm going to enjoy it, but I guess we're about to fucking endure it at least. But cheers for the warning, pal. Appreciate it. Ah, hell, man. So let's crack on with Ringo, guys. Strong card so far, I must say. So Misa's played a strong card so far, yeah. But let's just crack on, mate.
Cheaper. It's that it's just fucking wrong. Okay. Now I don't know specifically what countries it is. Apparently one of them is a Spanish-speaking country. Okay. So if you so for example, right now, if you're in the United States and you want to become a member of DSP Gaming, it's $3.99. That's the pricing that I'm able to control, and that's it. I don't control international pricing. YouTube does. So apparently, people found a way to use a VPN to pretend like they live in another country, and when they do that, it changes all the pricing of everything on YouTube. Completely wrong. It's not a correct rate. Like some people say, oh, it's exchange rates. No, it's not. It's an exploit. YouTube's pricing is fucked up for certain countries, and it's not right. So basically, what this person did is they used a VPN to log in as another country, and they went and bought hundreds of memberships for like pennies, right? So think about this: they bought 50 memberships, and if they did that in the United States, that would be like $4 times 50. That's $200. They were able to get it for like 50 cents because it's fucked up. It's completely broken. So they bought 200, then they used another account. They bought 100, and now this EX Hooligan did it and did 50. 550 memberships purchased via a VPN exploit that should not exist and has incorrect pricing, and they bought 550 memberships for like $2.
That sounds intelligent to me personally. Like Phil was complaining because he's like, "Oh, my precious money," but Phil, your community still get members at the end of the day, and they get to enjoy being members. And yes, so isn't that a good thing for your community? 'Tis the season, member bombs and all that jazz, Phil. So what if you don't get the full American price for it? You wanted your community to grow. You were desperate to try and get massive amounts of members. Well, somebody found a way to make it happen. Your community has grown. Not organically. It's definitely artificial growth. But you got what you wanted, Phil. If you really just wanted the money for the memberships and not the memberships, you should have been clearer with that with your audience.
So you might be like, so why didn't I see the revenue? Well, I did. I made $2 on all those memberships. So how would I even have known that's what it was? There's no way you could record that and it would make any sense. How would you know? Right? So to confirm this, there's been super chats that have been coming in from people, and they look huge. For example, someone will do a super chat and it'll be red, and red means it's the highest tier of super chat. Okay? You're like, whoa, it's a red super chat.
Oh my god, am I going to fucking find my old video before of... Hold on, give me a second. I made a video on this very thing a few months ago, based on Phil's stupidity into believing that red means big money. Let me find it, guys. Let me find it. It won't take too long to find. Yeah, here it is. I made a video. Here it is. DSP pretends to understand how much an Argentinian peso is worth. I made a 5-minute video.
Hey guys, King Jad here.
Shut up, me. This is my dumbass fucking voice song. Yeah, I made a video back in 3 months ago. This is the 23rd of September 2023. I made this video. And it was a strange unrecorded segment where Phil was trying to pretend that he was gifted like $10 US because the box was yellow or some nonsense. You know, and this is what Phil had to say back then in September about it.
I got a wee video here to try and demonstrate.
Shut up, me. Fast forward to when Phil's talking. Nobody wants to hear me talk over myself. God, I talk too much, don't I?
To fucking get other fucking characters.
Yeah, paid me to try to insult my Street Fighter 6 game. Literally everything they said was wrong, and they paid me $10 to say it. Slayer says the main games for the esports will be league.
So he thinks that he just got $10 there because of that super chat. And then he goes unrecorded and goes for a little fucking wander, not a shit. But because of that strange statement, the person gave another super chat, which again I think is personally a fucking waste of money. But it did reveal what. No, this is why we're making a fucking video now here.
For clarification, this was recorded on an older microphone. I sound different apparently nowadays because of the newer microphone. Since this video was made, I have a newer microphone. Cheeky bastards in the stream, so unso disguised that Jad's balls dropped since that video. It's a different microphone, give a break.
The second super chat said, do another combo that isn't drive rush into 360 scrub. Keep dodging playing Master Blanca and Honda. Also 20 ARS is literally 50 US cents, learn to convert. And it resulted in this fucking bizarre rant from Phil, who thinks he thinks he knows what he's fucking talking about here. This has to be heard to be believed.
There we go. Very good.
What? This guy is a moron. This guy thinks he's sending me 50 cents. He's not. This guy is sending me a ton. The way it works, he says 20 ARS is 50 cents. You're wrong. This guy is sending me super chats and doesn't even realize how much he's sending me. He's a complete idiot. He says 20 ARS is 50 US cents. Well, you just sent me 100 ARS and YouTube coded it as yellow. Yellow means $10 or more. So you just sent me two $10 super chats and you thought you sent me like $1. You're an idiot. You're a complete idiot. Wow. You're sending me super chats to insult me and you don't even understand your own currency. Wow. That's really impressive. Why don't you do another one? Really show us up now and do a third super chat. That'll really show me. Stick it to me tonight. Come on.
So Phil seems to be under the notion that if I...
Shut up, me. So yeah, if you want to see that whole video, guys, it's like a 5-minute long video. And I show like an example from my own bingo stream as well of like the Argentinian peso. But that's a link to the old video. Thank you very much to Little Shadow EX for the super chat. It says, let's try this. 50 Mexican pesos is like $2 to $3 US. I can tell you how much it is in pounds sterling. So, according to my activity feed, that 50 Mexican pesos translates to £2.28, which I think is like roughly $3. So yeah, you're pretty correct, yeah. But yeah, thank you very much for saying. You know, I unlike Phil, I'm happy to receive anything. Like I don't care where you're from. If you're from Argentina and you still want to support me, I'm going to accept your Argentinian pesos. You know what I mean? All the same, I'll be grateful for them. You know, it's better than nothing at all. Phil's like, Phil's not going to let a gift horse in the mouth, and yet he's complaining about these lack of dollars because it's in a different format, a different currency conversion or whatever. It's fucking dumb. But yeah, I just love back in September, Phil was fucking mocking this person and he wasn't aware of Argentinian pesos and what they were worth, and he thought he was getting more money than he was actually getting. It's just funny to see how it's coming back to haunt Phil. His lack of general understanding with how money works around the world. Let's get back to the bingo and let's see Phil try and pig-splain himself at this one.
Yeah, that means it's very valuable. But when you actually currency convert it from whatever this Spanish currency is that the super chat is, and you convert it to USD, it's like $1 or less. So yeah, it's basically YouTube is fucked up. They have this glitch or exploit, a hole in the system, where people are working around, you know, where they live and buying things on YouTube insanely cheap. And apparently it's not just me.
Or alternatively, some people might just fucking live in Argentina.
Apparently this has been going on for months. Like, people have been going to YouTube streamers and dropping hundreds of gifted memberships on their channels, and the people are like, oh my god, this is amazing. This could be like life-changing money for me. You just gave me $1,000, and then they make like 25 cents. And they're like, huh? I want you to think about how fucked up that is. Now, here's the thing. Me, it's not that huge of a deal. I'm not...
Oh, fuck you. Oh, just shut the... It's not that huge of a fucking deal. How often have we fucking heard him fucking derail his own goddamn podcast this fucking week to fucking make it into a huge fucking deal? There's always conspiracy theories. He's been fucking chasing up YouTube support and all that shit. He's been trying to demand answers and explanations. The answers he was given he wasn't satisfied with. But it's not a big fucking deal, guys. He's not making a big song and dance about it. He has been non-stop just going on about this and on and on. God, give me fucking strength. I'm just going to spam this over and over again.
Fuck you, Phil.
Fuck you, Phil.
Shout out to Moki. So that's a sound clip from the thick of it. Like Moki is a big... He likes the thick of it as well, which is that kind of sweary Scottish... Well, it's not a Scottish show, but it's got Scottish people in it saying sweary things, whatever. But it's also got English people saying sweary things as well, like this one.
Fuck you, Phil.
Fuck you, Phil.
So people saying fuck you, Phil, which is very appropriate for DSP content, I'm sure you'll agree. So that's the most recent addition to the soundboard. Jesus Christ, Phil, you have been going on and on about your lack of membership money for these big member bombs, to the point where you're fucking encouraging your audience not to give you big member bombs anymore because you're not sure if you're going to get the money for them. You have been making a huge deal about this, to the point where you're actually trying to encourage your audience to not give you a member bomb. Did I not play the animation? I'm not sure if that played the animation for you guys. Sorry, let me see if I can get this playing again. Yeah, I didn't actually see that play the first time. I'm not sure if it did for you guys, but I must make sure it did. So thank you very much to Alejandro Facundo for the super chat, who says, "Hola King Jad y detractores. Spanish currency is an exploit, dude." But yeah, and I can confirm that is also the same amount of money that Lil Shadow EX as well gave before. That's £2.20 in case people are wondering for that contribution. But I certainly do appreciate it, of course. And of course, Alejandro saying hello, King Jad and detractors. That was the first part. So yeah, I don't know Spanish, but I can kind of just about get my tiny brain around what he said at the start there. So cheers, Alejandro, for that super chat.
Shut the fuck up!
I pressed the wrong button. That was not aimed at anyone else. I thought I was pressing a different button. My bad. Let's go on. But yeah, I pressed the shut if I got button instead of the continue stream button. My bad.
Dependent on or expecting to get that kind of crazy income out of gifted memberships, right? But for someone, imagine someone like they're a small-time streamer and they're sitting here and they're live streaming and someone comes on their stream and says, oh, I'm going to be like a, what do they call that? Like a philanthropist. I'm just dropping on random YouTube streams today and I'm helping people, right?
Like, if somebody's a small-time streamer, okay, let me try and see. I'm a small-time streamer. Let's be honest here. I'm just fucking doing some shits and giggles. If I ever get a stream with massively overly inflated support on that stream, then of course I'm going to enjoy it, but I'm not going to expect it to be the norm. I think it's very important to try and keep yourself grounded. I've had some months here where I've had crazy support, and I'm certainly fucking grateful for it, and I've tried my best to reinvest in the bingo, and look, the fact that I can offer people prizes for bingo as well, that's because of you guys being so supportive over the months we've been doing bingo. It still feels weird. I don't think any other... Not that I'm trying to fucking say it's the reason for, for supporting the stream or anything, but I don't know of any other detractor streams that offer people money for watching Phil. It's kind of weird, but that was the kind of thing that I would have felt very annoyed. I mean, very annoying, and I would have felt greedy if I wasn't giving anything back because this is support. But the thing is, always, well, going back to the point at hand, I'm trying to make. Well, small time streamers, if they get a big, massive boost in support, it is important they stay grounded and don't let that get to their heads. And case in point, last month, December, great month for me in terms of YouTube support. You guys were very supportive. It was Christmas as well, 'tis the season and all that jazz. And I got, almost £500 in YouTube side support, almost 500 last month. This month, I'm probably going to make, I'm going to make less than half of that probably. Now that's not a hint. I'm still happy to get anything. If I get a couple $100, you know what I mean, this month for everything, I'm happy. All the same. Obviously, I mean, do you want more? Of course you fucking want more fucking money. Who doesn't want fucking money? But it's not important, though. You gotta stay fucking grounded. You know what I mean? Obviously, the more the fucking merrier, naturally, but as long as people are able to, if they're able to, yes, but it's not a demand, though. It's not a necessity. And small-time streamers need to ensure they fucking maintain their... They don't let one successful month get them carried away with things. They need to make sure they're rooted and they stay grounded and say, okay, maybe just because that month was really fucking good doesn't mean the next fucking months are going to be good as well. You've got to try and make sure you stay grounded and don't let yourself get carried away with the possibility of things just fucking popping off like fucking crazy or being like that previous crazy fucking month. If any small time streamers get a big massive boost in support with that, the one big thing need to remember is it might be a one-off, so don't expect it to be a fucking norm.
So here we go. I'm just going to gift you. And they give 500 memberships to their community. And you're like, oh my God, I can't believe this is like life-changing money for me. And it doesn't count. They don't get it. They get a quarter, a nickel. Like, what the fuck? So now here's the deal. All right. Basically, you might say, well, how is this allowed? It's not. It doesn't matter how much YouTube pretends like it is. It's not, because it's an exploit. The difference would be if this was correct. If this was a proper like currency conversion, then it would be correct. But it's not. It's not a proper currency conversion. It's an exploit. So in reality, when people do this, they're breaking the law, and YouTube, every time that they enable this, also is kind of breaking their own terms of service, or not terms of service, excuse me, their own partnership contract, okay? If this becomes a huge thing on YouTube, and this starts happening en masse to tons of YouTubers, that's a lawsuit against YouTube. And they're gonna have a hard time defending themselves. They are, because this is a problem. This is a giant hole where people can just lie and buy things on the cheap, and that affects people's businesses, right? Imagine if you were running a restaurant, and someone walked into your restaurant and says,
Of course, it's another food analogy. He always brings it around to some dumbass sort of fucking food analogy. Some food comparison. God damn.
well, I have a coupon that says that I get everything on the menu for a nickel. Like, what the fuck is this? Hey, you gotta honor the coupon, tough shit. Right? No, that's bullshit. I'm not gonna give you everything for free. What are you, out of your fucking mind?
But it's not for free, it's for a nickel, Phil. And if that restaurant was responsible for that coupon, then they've got to fucking go by it.
It just gets to the point where it's so frustrating.
This example is a fucking garbage example, Phil. If it's a fake coupon, then yes, the restaurant can say get to fuck. But if that coupon was valid, then they've got to, and it's within the same, it's within the right date to use said coupon, then they need to honour that. Surely. I mean, what a dumb example. Yeah, August is, sums up here. He wants YouTube gifted memberships to work like Twitch memberships. Exactly, he said that the other day actually. But although he wants to keep the bigger split though. Twitch was 50-50 in a split. YouTube gets you 70% split. So he wants to keep the YouTube split, but he wants them to work like Twitch did.
But, you know, again, here's the problem with YouTube, like I already told you earlier. Talking to YouTube support, you might as well talk to the painting behind me, because I will get a better response from the painting than talking to YouTube support. And I have an example of this, okay? About 2 years ago, I found that there was a huge bug on YouTube. I found it myself because I was clicking around and doing stuff, and, you know, I was like, oh my God, this is a humongous liability for YouTube. If they don't fix this, this could break the site. So I contacted YouTube support, and I gave them step-by-step instructions on how it works. Screen captures, everything. YouTube argued with me for 2 weeks that I was wrong. 2 weeks. And I kept telling them, no, I'm not. Here's the evidence. I don't want to hear you give me a form letter. I don't want to hear this bullshit. This is a huge site exploit. You need to fix it. So after 2 weeks of me hammering them and saying it's real, give it to someone to review, YouTube support closed my conversation, and I didn't hear from them again, and within 1 month, it was fixed. They closed the problem. They repaired it behind the scenes. Okay? So it's not that YouTube doesn't fix these issues, it's that they drag their feet when they do, and they fight you, because they actually think they're so smart that there's no way that they could possibly have an issue like this on the site. Like, no way, man. An exploit like that, there's no way that... Member bomb? My biggest fans are idiots.
Thank you very much to D-Dog for gifting 5 memberships to the channel. Congratulations to the following people for receiving a membership. We have got, I believe, let's see. So we have BST, Beamer, August Stevenson, we have Barrett Wells, and we have Willis Moore. They have all received memberships. Congratulations to you guys. Make sure you thank D-Dog for his very kind member bam. And of course I need to try and remember to update that list before we finish bingo at the end, so I update the whole list of members at the end. I need to try and remember to do that right at the very end. But yeah, big ups to D-Dog. Very kind of you to gift some members. Thank you very much.
Eventually things will get better. But kind of stuck right now with how things
Ah, come on YouTube, get on with the fucking thing.
That's why I'm trying to
Exists. We're smarter than that. We're all Ivy League trained. We're all professional brainiacs over here at Google. I mean, we fucking eat pomegrapples and slide down slides and do Pilates during one of our fucking classes during our workday. There's no possible way that we could have a problem with the site. You're out of your mind. But then come to find out, every time people are right, and then they fix the problems behind the scenes, right? So
Phil has talked to us before in the past where he told YouTube something was very wrong, this very big, massive site-breaking bug. He never alluded to what that Phil's word for us, that he found some sort of bizarre exploit, but he never said what that exploit was. And apparently YouTube fixed it, but Phil still hasn't told people what the exploit was originally. So, are we going to believe a serial liar, or are we going to believe YouTube?
You're right, you will take the ban. You're absolutely right, you will take the ban. You'll take
Ah, for fuck's sake, YouTube, just play the fucking stream.
this is definitely a problem right now. Now here's the
Ah, for fuck's sake, what the fuck's going on now?
thing. Now I'm aware of it. And when I see people come in...
Let me just pause it, let me rewind it. I need to refresh the fucking stream. I don't know. We'll try playing it and we'll see.
This is definitely a problem right now. Now here's the thing. Now I'm aware of it. And when I see...
I don't know what the fuck's going on. What the fuck happened here? Yeah, this is being very dumb right now. This has been very dumb. I might just refresh the stream. We're 35 minutes behind. Let me just refresh and rewind.
Post anything up in that thread.
Shut up, Phil. And why are you so quiet all of a sudden? We're 35 minutes behind, so we'll go there. Why the fuck did the volume go so fucking low for Phil all of a sudden? What the fuck happened there? Disaster stream. But here we go. Let's see if this works now. Okay.
Professional brainiacs over here at Google. I mean, we fucking eat pomegrapples and slide down slides and do Pilates during one of our fucking classes during our workday. There's no possible way that we could have a problem with the site.
Right, I think I got it sorted now. But let me well, first of all, I don't know why the volume has gone so fucking low. But let me make sure we're back at 1.5 speed for now to get through this. I don't know why the volume went to fuck low. I have no idea what happened there.
You're out of your mind. But they come to find out every
jumped
time.
back on. I sent you something on Discord.
Oh, okay. But I think I got it fixed though. I think Phil's chat was causing the issues for me. Oh, what have you found here? What have you sent me in Discord here?
Okay, so I went ahead and changed my VPN to Argentina,
Right.
and then tried to gift you a membership.
Do you
It
want me
erases
to?
my payment option.
Do you want me to
I
show
don't think
this
there's
on screen?
anything. I don't think there's anything on there that says anything about me. It just has my username.
Yeah, that's why I'm reading it right now. That's why I make sure I'm not going to share. Yeah, it says that. It doesn't show. Right, I think it's safe to share. I was like, okay when we share this. I think it's safe to share. Right, cool. So here we go.
So with the
Right, here we go. So chat can, so everyone on the stream can see it as well.
funds, but it erases all my YouTube payment options. I have to re-enter new. If I re-enter my credit card, it will then lock my credit card because it looks like I am spending money in Argentina, and that would basically trigger my bank to put a hold on it.
Exactly, because that's what I tried to tell earlier on. Your bank will recognise potential fraud. If you try and use your, how many times have people gone on holiday, for example, outside, away from where they live, and they've used their bank card or whatever abroad, and they might not be able to use it because there's a potential fraud alert. because you're using that fucking thing in a different country. Yeah, I mean, that's
Yeah,
happened
and I
to
always
me,
notify my
Yeah.
like I will notify my financial institution if I'm leaving the country, like I'm going on vacation or something. The only way I could see this working is if a certain coffee cook who is known to work abroad for the U.S. military, is contracted, has a credit card that is allowed to, like, won't trigger. And this has always been my theory, that this has been OIC fucking with Phil the entire time. Like,
Confuse you
he's admitted to
is-
being duty.
You can confuse you in chat saying
So-
you can buy virtual credit cards as well.
Yeah, you can buy virtual credit cards. You can do it through PayPal. PayPal too, though, might lock your account due to unauthorized activity or whatever they flag it. But like, if I buy something, like if I buy a membership right now, on my end, it's still going to come out in Canadian funds.
Yeah, exactly. Cool and saying they got some experience in this matter as well, because he used to work at Chase as a telephone banker and escalations agent.
Yeah. So like, I don't think it's, if it is somebody, it's probably somebody that maybe lives in Argentina that maybe is just a complete dent and doesn't know, and then Phil's getting pissed. But again, Phil has admitted that he's seen no extra money. Then he's seen $70 extra, and so his story is just.
It goes all over the place. Yeah,
He's
it
grasping at
goes
straw,
from making
yeah.
nothing to making like $70, and it's like that's a big difference.
Yeah.
Phil pretends that's not a big fucking. To me, that's a big, massive difference, and nothing in $70 is a huge difference, in my opinion, in what you earned that day.
Yeah, and he's already stated that he talked to YouTube, and YouTube said people didn't accept them, so they were refunded. That was his story like 2 days ago.
Yeah, of course. The one.
And now his.
There you go.
Yeah, and then now his theory is the tracker theory, that somebody did it with a VPN. We can show with a VPN, yeah, it's unlikely that somebody did that. If it is real, it's just somebody in Argentina that's just a full-on den.
So that's the one possibility. It could be just one Argentinian denthead, or it could be somebody maybe that could have, like you said, some sort of kind of access regardless, you know what I mean, whatever they are in the world, the credit card will work. Like, OIC
Yeah, like if they have like prepaid credit card, or somebody like that.
Yeah.
And again, OIC has already admitted in Phil's chat to being duty. He said in his chat that he was a fan of duty, and that's why he used the name duty.
I mean,
And it's like,
that goes against Phil's narrative though,
like
so
Phil.
that may not be allowed.
yeah, so it's like, OIC, like, we know OIC plays both sides. We know he fucks with Phil. We know he fucks with the trackers. But because he gives Phil money, Phil is never going to admit.
Yeah, he tolerates him because of money. Exactly. Fucking yeah, it's bizarre.
So this is just, this whole thing is, like, for me, again, he doesn't have the viewers. There's not enough people that watch Phil to warrant having 1,100 plus members.
Yeah, and Joan is emphasising the point as well. Should your card suddenly pop up in a random country, the fraud system will automatically flag your card. Exactly. Like when I was
Yes, I've had it happen.
Yeah, I was in Spain like the other year with my good lady. We were on a holiday together, and I used my bank card to try and buy something. Like we're just going to purchase, using and those wee kind of scooters, electronic scooters, or whatever, to go around on. So I was going to use my card to get them, and I tried to use it, and I get a notification says I would block this potentially fraudulent transaction. I had to confirm at my end straight away on my app, my bank app. This is a legitimate transaction, whatever. So it's one of those things where if you try and use your card abroad or whatever, you try and use your bank account details and you're in a different country, whether it's through VPN or you're there in person, your banking financial institution will naturally automatically block that unless you can then confirm it's not fraudulent. The VPN thing could maybe work in theory if it flags as fraudulent at first, but then you confirm you're there. But as you said though, it's still going to charge you at your normal rate where you're from.
Yeah, like for me, the convert, like for me, for Canadian, I can buy something. Like, what would stop me from using a VPN in Argentina, going to newegg.com and buying a 4090 for what, like dirt cheap?
Yeah.
Like that would it would convert, be like, hey, you're paying Canadian, you're paying this, but you're getting a chip. Your card is a Canadian card. This is your currency. Right now, it's like this would require a lot of work to use with a VPN. You would need to purchase a prepaid Visa in Argentina.
Could somebody have done this
and
with
then
PayPal
use that
instead?
prepaid. Yeah, you can do it with PayPal, but still the conversion's going to be whatever it is, right? Like you're going to have to. Well, for me, my PayPal is in Canadian funds. If I pay, like, because I purchased services under the tractors, giggity, and I've paid for like in American funds, but it does a currency conversion, so I pay a shitload in Canadian as opposed to American, right? I would have to convert I'd have to convert money to Argentinian rupee or pesos, and
yes.
then use it.
I mean, it's like I'm not too fully clued up. Obviously, I mean, I work for a bank, but at the same time, I'm not too clued up on how these things gotta work in terms of cross-currency conversions and everything else. I'm not too clued up. There could be workarounds for all we know. I mean, we're not too fully clued up ourselves. We know some things, but we're not too fully educated in it. So, for all we know, there are exploits and workarounds to do.
It requires a lot of work.
Yeah.
To do this, to fuck with Bill, to do it this way. Like, I just don't see it. Like, Coffee Cook Mike because he's bored and he wants to get his rocks off or something.
Yeah, because he needs attention, yeah.
Yeah, so, but like, for me, like, I wouldn't want to bother doing this. It would be like, I would just be bored, like, 5 minutes.
It would seem like a massive amount of effort just to fucking fuck with somebody, especially since you're using money as well, yeah. But yeah.
Yeah, like, it's not.
I love how dismissive Phil is of, like, these are all valid memberships, but he doesn't think they're worth anything because he's not getting $4 per membership from them. All the recent members, all those 500 members may as well be worth fucking pennies to him, and that's why he sees them all. They're worthless pennies because they're not getting the full value of it. He's not getting the full money for it, and so he's losing his damn mind over it.
Within his YouTube studio, he should be able to see his total amount of members, but he's never going to be truthful on what the actual total amount is.
You can break down on your analytics. You can break it down as well. Like how much money did you make per day for memberships, and how much did you make for super chats, for example, and or ad revenue or everything else. You know, you can actually split up the list of the earnings, the potential earnings, and see how YouTube divvy up those earnings in these categories. So, and yeah, it's just Phil saying, "Oh, this is not right because it's $70." But yeah, if it was somebody from Argentina or somebody with those fucking cards that work in Argentina, that would explain it.
Yeah. For me, it's either somebody, like, if it is a LARP, it's somebody that's in Argentina, or it might not be a LARP, it just might be some Argentinian dent that doesn't know any better and is trying to support Phil.
Exactly, because it's
if
not
it is a
unusual
LARP,
to have
it's
dedicated fans with deep
OIC
pockets. Yeah.
It's OIC just fucking with them.
It could very well
My
be.
theory, though, is he just doesn't have the viewers. That's why they're not getting accepted.
No, I guess but I guess this is the theory that Phil has anyway, and it's what he's sticking to for now. But yeah.
Yeah. I think I'm taking too much time here, so I'll let you go again.
No worries, thank you very much. Cheers, man. Catch you later. And yeah, and cool.
I'll make it quick because I was also lying in the background. Okay, so I just tested it then. I used a VPN to go to New Zealand because the New Zealand currency is less than the Australian dollar. Bought some Google PayPal stuff. That's how I did the 5 membership bomb then.
Thank you for that, by the way.
No worries. But yeah, so that's why even scammers, when they don't ask you to pay them in cash and stuff like that. Yeah, they'll try to take your bank here. 9 times out of 10, they're asking you for Google cards or even iTunes cards because it's easier to transfer the money that way.
Yeah. Yeah, they don't want you to transfer an actual currency. They want you to do it through prepaid visas or Amazon gift cards or whatnot.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a lot easier. Like this whole thing about the VPNing and then paying in with a credit card or whatever, it's just way too. I don't know.
Yeah,
it's just,
yeah, but they put a stop to that. Like I said, Twitch had that problem back in 2021 when they were doing it with the Turkey currency and all the rest of it, and then they put a stop to it. They stop it from happening. Yeah.
Yeah, because they were laundering money. People say they were laundering money through Twitch or whatever, and YouTube instituted the same fix. Yeah. So yeah, like this whole thing I was talking about is bullshit.
Anyway, I'll let you get back to it. Don't derail me. Bye.
I appreciate the input anyway, guys. I mean, I do appreciate it anyway. So I can catch you guys later, but thank you very much for providing your own takes and whatever and your own understanding to the situation. But cheers, catch you later. But yeah, it's always good to have some insight as well. And of course, I'll say once again, thank you, D-Dog, for gifting those memberships. You know, I appreciate that as well. And Prophet for his own take and understanding of what the situation is. But of course, Phil although has to be right. Phil, as always, has to be right in his mind or whatever. He's found out the truth. He's found out the full facts of the situation is some big massive op or whatever, and somebody's pretending to be from Argentina. The VPNs are going to ruin Phil's business because they're going to pretend to be from peasant countries that have pesos to, you know, they can afford all these. He is not. Phil is never going to trust a membership again. Unless it's from a source he believes is reliable. He's never going to trust one of these fucking YouTube memberships again, because he's going to be worried, is this some sort of some peasant country where I'm going to get fucking pennies per membership?
And then they fix the problems behind the scenes, right? So this is definitely a problem right now. Now here's the thing. Now I'm aware of it. And when I see people come in here and I see these super chats and things coming out, I'm just going to ban these people on site and not even respond. So if you notice...
He's going to ban. So it could be a fucking fan from Argentina who is very happy to fucking support Phil with their fucking precious pesos they've got. And Phil's going to immediately ban them because they have peasant money. Holy shit. I've not seen somebody go this hard after Argentina in a long time since the fucking British invaded the Falklands.
You know, a super chat comes in and it's, you know, a foreign currency and it's someone saying something stupid. I'm just going to ban and just move on with my day and ignore them. All right. Now, I can't stop people from using a site exploit. There's nothing I can do about that. I can't make YouTube fix the fucking problem. All right. You would think that now that I've talked about this publicly, that it would become knowledge that people would want to fix. But again, no one listens to Dark Side Phil. To me, I'm no one, right? I'm nobody. I'm some idiot. There's no possible way that I could know anything about this or know anything important. So obviously, you know, me saying this, I might as well be telling this story to this painting, because the rest of the internet treats me like a dumb meme rather than a human who knows shit, because I've been around the block for 15 fucking years. I know what I'm talking about. I might as well tell Mega Man about it. Maybe Mega Man will throw the Shadow Blade at YouTube and fix the problem, right? But you would definitely hope that someone would listen and try to fix this problem, okay? So if more fake stuff comes in, there's nothing I can do about it, all right? But I can wholeheartedly tell you, after investigating the situation, after having basically looked at forum posts and all the evidence, I have 550 fake memberships on the channel right now. They're not real. No one paid for them. You know, it's good that you guys have the benefits from them. That's amazing. But the problem is, the whole point of this leaderboard down here is to show how I'm doing support-wise on a stream, correct?
Fuck you guys, the leaderboard's not for you, it's for Phil. Jesus, the sheer greed, the sheer absolute greed. I have a leaderboard too at the bottom of my screen, and it updates automatically. I don't need to fucking touch that leaderboard. If, you know, that thing updates all on its own whenever somebody, you know, subscribes or becomes a member, for example. Yeah, it's beautiful how that works automatically. But that's mainly for your guys' benefit, so you can see how much recent subscriber was or how much recent super chat and all that.
And when you see 1,147 memberships, what's the first thing that comes to mind? Wow, that's a lot of members. Phil's doing really good for himself, right? That's not true. That's a misconception based on 550 memberships I'm not going to get paid for, okay?
But you did get paid from Phil. You just got paid in Argentinian pesos, apparently. We'll see, I guess. Well, we're not entirely sure still what the fucking... You believe that to be fucking truth, Phil, but you still got paid from. You just didn't get paid as much as you fucking wanted, you greedy bastard.
So that's not right. Because now what will happen is people will come by and look at that and say, wow, Phil's doing well off for himself. He's got tons of support. He doesn't need help today. I'll come back in a couple weeks maybe when things are slower and I'll help him then. And that's bullshit. I make my living on that. This is my main income down here. You understand? There's no behind the scenes agreements that I have with companies to pay me to show their products. This is what I make my living on. And that can hurt me concretely. All right? So enough is enough. Right now, I'm fixing the fucking members total to be appropriate to what I really have. I have...
Oh my god. He's going... Oh my god. Is he going to subtract it by 550? Is he going to subtract this by 550? But before he moves, I want to try and predict this, okay? I want to try and get this right. So let me do some quick math in my head. And by quick math, I mean dumbass slow math. My tiny brain can't comprehend. So is he going to lower us to like 597? Thank you very much to Kel Denson for the super chat. It says he just threatened YouTube physically. Well, I don't think, you know, what's he going to do? Start punching the fucking building? Start throwing haymakers towards the fucking walls of YouTube? I think he's going to lower us to 597 members. I think he's going to delete all 550 gifted memberships that he got.
550 fake memberships. So if you subtract 600, or excuse me, 500, you're at 647.
Wait, but he got 550 fake memberships according to him. But Phil couldn't be arsed subtracting it by 550. So he's... You lazy bastard. At least that worked out. Put it to what the actual fake total is.
And if you subtract the other 50, right, you're at 597. In reality...
Hey, I was right after all. I love how that was Phil's dumbass way of working out. He was like, oh, this is how I'm going to work it out. I'm going to do a big number first. And small number. I guess it's not a bad way to work it out, but yeah. I was right though. He actually nuked. He Thanos snapped. He cat destroyed the number of members he had. What a way to disrespect the fucking gifted memberships. Holy crap, Phil. You might as well delete all the fucking other gifted memberships you've had as well, for fuck's sake. Oh my god. This is crazy. He nuked it. He nuked the members he's got because he doesn't believe the account because they're only worth like fucking 50 pesos or something.
I currently have 597 members. That's the accurate number. And so what I would like to do today is get 610. Okay? It's only fair that I properly adjust it so people actually know what I have. Because that's bullshit. You know what I'm saying? That's not fair to you or me to have people think that this community is doing so much better than it is because someone used a fucking exploit on YouTube that they need to fix on their end that I have no control over. Alright? So there you go. Now it is what it is. Now listen, that's still a great amount of members. I'm not disappointed about that. And typically around this time of year, that's about the amount of members that I would actually have regardless. But the problem now is, this month my income is way down because there's no ad revenue to go around on YouTube at all. Like literally.
Oh my god, of course. I'm not disappointed, but I need money. Thank you very much to Sock Account for the super chat, who says, but it's a community. It's a community which is built around Phil making as much money from said community as possible. If he's not making the big bucks for those members, he doesn't think they're worth anything. They're not worth counting, they're not worth acknowledging. Yeah, they're nothing to him. Phil wouldn't wipe his arse with those fake members. They're not even worth that. Jesus, man. At least, I mean, I'm kind of glad. At least on my channel, so I'm back up. I think I've got 75 members on my channel now. Thanks to D-Dog earlier on gifting 5 members. I think I'm back up to 75 members. But at least I know that those are members that I don't have to worry about membership. So also, I mean, I was like, again, the more the merrier. You know what I mean? But at the same time, though, it's like, what am I going to do? D-Dog gifted those memberships with New Zealand currency. Those 5 new members don't count. Boo. Fuck off, Phil.
Nothing. So, ad revenue that I've had over the last few months in the fall, I don't have. If you would like to support the streams, by all means, please do. And by the way, now that we've confirmed what was really going on, gifted memberships do help this channel. We know that now.
I hear you. After all that, after all was said and done, after the smoke is cleared, he's back to fucking begging for gifted memberships, but as long as they're not from a peasant country. The thing is though, Phil, there's no way to confirm where the gifted memberships come from. Only the username of whoever submitted those members. You know, so and so has gifted 50 members. That is the only evidence you have, Phil, of, you know, of trying to understand where those came from. Oh my god. And yeah, I was going to take hand graphs because Phil did demonstrate hand graphs. Actually, I did it recently where he talked about his YouTube income going way down.
So, for ad revenue that I've had over the last few months in the fall, I don't have. If you would like to support the streams, by all means, please do. And by the way, now that we've confirmed what was really going on, gifted memberships do help this channel. We know that now. As long as they're legit and people aren't abusing the fucking system and using an illegal exploit, alright?
But Phil, how do you confirm that? How are you going to confirm that and ascertain that fact? And also, yeah, hand graphs.
Burger.
There we go.
5 in a row. That's concerning.
Bloody hell, Phil.
I will get credit for memberships and gifted memberships. So if you wanted to gift memberships to the community, yes, thank you. That would help a lot. All right. Saying super chats, never had a problem with. Tips, never had a problem with. By all means, if you want to contribute via those means, please do. All right. But I am now going to leave this adjusted for the month. 550 members really don't exist. I'm not going to count them for the channel and make it look like I'm doing way better than I am because that's bullshit. Okay.
Burger.
5 in a row. That's concerning. Okay. Excuse me. All right. So that's the deal. I know that sounds crazy, but does it sound as crazy as the fact that there was a Comcast employee that for years was actually...
There's no evidence of this, Phil. There's no evidence of this whatsoever. We have your story, but we have zero evidence to fucking, you know, back up your claims whatsoever. The evidence you provided doesn't add up. Phil showed screenshots, but the screenshots don't make any sense whatsoever. Oh my god. He is determined to eternally play victim, even with fabricated evidence to try and portray himself as a fucking eternal victim. The world has to be against DSP. It is the only way this fucking thing works for him. The whole world's out to fucking get him and make his life miserable. The whole entire world is, it's basically, instead of Scott Pilgrim versus the world, it's Darkside Phil versus the world, because the world is apparently trying to batter Phil into oblivion. You've got fucking Fat Cat breaking a ring in a fucking snort fort, and you got fucking people stealing his tires and fucking shopping bags and stores. Oh my god. Thank you very much to Warren for a super chat, who says, what an ungrateful, greedy little piggy. Exactly. Thank you very much as well to Barrett Wells, who super chat says, I wonder how Clum can spin this. Lol. It depends if Clum believes the fucking shit that Phil is spinning or not. Like, Phil's gonna be saying all these goddamn things, but is he gonna try and verify Phil's claims, or is he just going to fucking believe what Phil says is true? Like, Phil is doing his absolute damn best, especially lately with Mike Clum fucking keeping an eye on things, to paint himself as this fucking poor woe is me figure who every single day something is being done against him to fucking make him suffer and have him be, you know, be attacked by someone, some unknown entity. Mentally ill detractors are out to fucking get him, or, you know, the Comcast are out to get him, or Cat's big fat massive arse is out to fucking get him and break something else in a snort for. Every day there's going to be something apparently which is going to try and fuck with Phil's life. And he's going to fucking portray his narrative to Mike Clum saying, see, look at my life. Because I love my life, I'm the happiest I've ever been, but every day I'm suffering. And Mike is basically just going to fucking have to say, yes, Phil, it does seem like you go through a whole lot. How's he meant to fucking debunk Phil's claims? He's not going to fucking put in the effort to try and look into the Comcast shit, to try and verify the facts of that situation. All we've got is Phil's word. Comcast aren't going to say a goddamn thing. I mean, it's just, so yeah. All Mike Clum's going to fucking do is basically just fucking, you know, record Phil saying, oh, woe is me, and Mike Clum, oh, poor Phil, indeed, okay, and then just move the fuck on. Because how are you going to challenge that? Phil's words cannot be challenged here, at least when he's talking about things like fucking Comcast, because Comcast are going to fucking disclose what they fucking did with their employees, if anything. Thank you very much to Aisha Moto for super chat, who says, isn't that against terms of service for a fraud or something? I mean, you said fraud, but I assume you meant to say fraud. To be honest, Phil breaks terms of service on the regular, and it doesn't seem to fucking matter. Like, it doesn't matter how often he breaks terms of service, YouTube never do a damn thing anyway, right? You know, it's just so. Well, if Phil, I mean, I don't know. I'm not too fully clued up on the terms of service, but he talked to YouTube chat and YouTube support. YouTube support has told him what the situation is with his members. He doesn't believe them. In fact, he mocked and belittled them, and he's come up with his own theory, which paints him into a big victim here, which paints him into some sort of fucking target of some sort of strange detractor troll op, because that story is better for him to paint himself as a victim. But even though he's got all his fucking members, he can now turn to his audience and say, those don't count, so I still need your money, please pay me money, so thank you. He doesn't, I don't know, it fries my fucking brain.
Messing with my internet from internally in Comcast? But that really happened. Does it sound as crazy as the fact that not once but twice I had people catfishing my entire community, pretending to be a fan so they could get in as a moderator, only to then after the fact try to leak information about my mods and also mess with my chats? That really happened too. Does it sound as crazy as the fact that someone actually pretended to be an escort that I supposedly was paying to fly over from Europe repeatedly because I didn't have the ability to have a real relationship and I was blowing all my money on it? And then they were trying to catfish so they could actually blackmail me later?
What do you mean a real relationship, Phil? Phil, you were flying cat out to sea at the time. Was that relationship not real at that time? Was it because she was cheating on Superman with you? Because remember, the whole escort saga, basically Phil added fuel to the fucking fire because he wasn't telling everyone who this fucking new woman in his life was. When Phil was taking random pictures from behind of this mystery woman in his life, and she's decorating Phil's Christmas tree. And Phil's not revealing who the fuck it is, not sure, it's private information. But Phil's new lady friend, who nobody knows who they fucking are, is in Phil's life. That just added fuel to the fire for the escort saga crap. For fuck's sake. And by the way, that wasn't some detractor op. Detractors also fell for that. And it was the detractors and Kiwi Farms in particular who fucking found out the truth of that situation. Kiwi Farms went ham. Especially one particular moderator, the psychology guy, I mean, him, he went absolutely nuts in finding out the truth there. Because this fake escort showed a fake NDA which looked legitimate. Null fell for it. Fucking Null, the owner of Kiwi Farms, saw this NDA form and it looked legitimate to them. And so they basically, they had no reason to doubt it. Because it looked legitimate, the fucking NDA thing. No wonder Null hates fucking DSP and detractor stuff because he got fucking fooled by a goddamn fake escort. Like we all did.
Well, that really happened too. So you see what I'm saying? Like, all that stuff actually really happened. So as crazy as this story sounds, it's not as crazy as the other shit that's already really happened. So believe it. Okay? So I mean, these people are wild and insane with the way that they act, and it's just out of control. All right? It's absolutely out of control. Oh, by the way, while we have a couple moderators on the stream, FYI, moderators who are here, because I didn't have a chance to message everyone yet, this Sunday night, I'm planning on doing my first ever stream over on DSP Throwback. If you're a moderator and you can make it, please let me know, because what I need to do is set that channel up for the stream, and I haven't yet. So I need to get people moderated over there, like upgraded to moderators. If you're interested in helping, please contact me, like shoot me an email, because what I need to do is get you over there set up as moderators. So like Honage, I saw you. I'll probably talk to like Slayer later tonight. And I talked to some of my other moderators as well. I think actually Madara might help out. So I want to get all the moderators over there so that we can get it set up so we can have a good stream on Sunday night, okay? So if you're interested, shoot me an email. I definitely could use some help. For as infrequently as I'm going to do streams on the Throwback channel, it's not a big deal, but I definitely need some help with that, so that way it's not just me trying to moderate when I'm doing stuff myself, okay? So there you go. All right, so, King Be Cruel says, is it ironic your old Final Fantasy 13 channel is hijacked by someone who streams Spanish soccer on it? You know, I'll be honest with you guys, I have absolutely nothing against Spanish-speaking people. I've known tons of Spanish-speaking people of various different ethnicities over the course of my life who are very nice people. I don't think this is the case that has anything to do with that. I just think it's a bunch of bad apples. Let's put it that way. It's a bunch of bad apples. And they try to spoil the bunch, but they're not going to spoil it for me. People in Spanish-speaking countries are nice people, in general.
And yet you're going to fucking nuke anyone in sight who fucking contributes to you with that currency.
Okay. But there's bad people everywhere, right? Exactly.
Look at a fucking mirror, Phil.
Alright. So now, without further ado, I think it's time for us to do some shout-outs. Alright, let's do some shout-outs, and let's do some Q&A or whatever we have time for. Okay. So, we start off today with Cloudy, who did a super chat earlier and says, how old is Jasper now? I wish we could answer that. The problem is we rescued him from a shelter. Let me think about this. 6 years ago? Something like that? And when we rescued him, they didn't know how old he was. They assumed that he was between 2.5 and 3.5 at the time we rescued him. So if you do the math and you add, it could be anywhere from a range of like, he could be like 8, he could be like 10. Like, we don't know. We actually have no idea how old Jasper really is. He's still spry. He's still full of energy. He doesn't have medical problems, thankfully. So we're hoping to have Jasper around for a very long time.
He doesn't have medical problems. He's constantly being fucking sick. You didn't give him a blood test, even though he's constantly sick all the goddamn time, thrown up on your bed and all that shit. Phil, he doesn't have medical problems and yet he's sick all the time. That tells me he's not very fucking well. You're not looking after that cat the way you fucking should. Justice for Jasper. That cat deserves fucking better. Phil, the main purpose of Phil fucking getting him to use him as a fucking money-making tool to try and fleece $2,000 from his dent heads, and it worked. Thank you very much to Soccer Account for the super chat, who has said, a request for video editor style detractors. Someone please clip the members Thanos snap and edit in Obi-Wan Kenobi sensing a disturbance in the Force. I could be. It's just the fucking type and the fucking numbers getting deleted one by one. And it's just like fucking, what was it? Oh Christ, man. Obi-Wan Kenobi, you know what I mean? Senses, yeah. I know the scene you're talking, I know exactly the scene you're talking about. Just when fucking that planet got fucking wiped out in one fucking button press. Yeah, I know that scene. I understood that reference. Oh yeah, there we go. Is a potential video idea if I could do a little short where just Phil pressing the button to delete those numbers and this, all of a sudden hundreds of souls were gone in the blink of an eye from Phil's chat.
Long time, but you know, it just sucks when you're not there for a cat when they're young and you don't know how old they are. You know, when you rescue pets, typically there's no paperwork attached that really has a medical history. So that's kind of what happened with us. Is that we, like, again, he's front declawed. Why only front declawed? It doesn't even make sense. Why would the owners front declaw the cat but not back declaw the cat? Obviously, we don't agree with them declawing the cat at all. But why did they do that? It's a weird situation. That's why he was sitting at the shelter for months, because no one wanted a cat that was front declawed. People were looking for a cat that could be like a hybrid indoor-outdoor cat, and you can't have an outdoor cat with fronty claws missing. You know what I mean? So that's why he was there for so long. Anyway, so yeah, so he could be like 8, he could be 10. We don't really know. It's an age range, and we just have to guess. Okay. Oh, let's see here. Yeah, I know, declawing cats is absolutely atrociously awful. It's as if people are saying, you do too much damage with the tips of your fingers. Let's just cut off all the tips, and all you have are like knuckles down. Imagine if your fingers were defingered and all you had were knuckles. That's what you're doing to your cat. Anyway, continuing on, King Be Cruel is a 32th-month member and says, I'm real, please don't ban me. I don't believe you. Let's ban King Be Cruel immediately. I don't think he's very trustworthy. Let's get rid of him right now. And gone permanently. Very nice. Goodbye, King Be Cruel. I smelled a VPN on you. Sorry about that, King Be Cruel. All right, obviously that's a joke. 672 gifted a membership to the community, and it went to Ethan, that dude. So thank you very much, 672, and that gets us up to 598 members. So thank you very much to 672. Carligo re-upped their membership for 32 months as well, and says real old school G's with regal crowns are legit. That's right, and some of you, in 4 months, you guys realize you're going to qualify for the current highest level of crown on DSP Gaming, the Diamond Crown. You guys are going to have the Diamond level crown, which is pretty damn epic. Now, there is actually another year available crown, and I haven't even added anything yet for that, because, you know, I didn't even know what to use for that yet, but I'll think about it. Maybe we won't have a crown. Maybe when we get to next year, we'll do like a silly emote or something to signify being the highest level of member. But I really do appreciate those of you that have been here almost 3 damn straight years now, as I've been a full-time YouTube content creator. Excuse me. I just belched tremendously, and it was really disgusting. Okay, let's start with some tips now. We start off today with a $2.25 tip from Mr. Puffy Nipples. I have an interesting question. If you had a time machine and went back in time and talked to your past self, what would you tell your past self?
Oh my god. Look, if 2012 DSP saw current day DSP, he would lose his fucking mind. Like, the 2012 DSP would just be fucking would be trying to fucking kill current day DSP, saying, what the fuck did you do? Where's Liana? Who the fuck is that big fucking creature in the fucking kitchen? Why are we in a different fucking state in the country? It rains here all the goddamn time. What happened to the money? Where did the fucking money go, Lebowski? And oh my god. Yeah, but exactly. He would look at himself. Fucking shout out to that fucking movie with fucking Bruce Willis and fucking what's his face? The guy that always looks young, Joshua Levitt or some pish. You know who I'm fucking talking about. That fucking guy never ages.
Man, see, here's the thing. Because people say stuff like this all the time. Oh, by the way, I put Cloudy's name in the wrong spot. Hold on, Cloudy. I'm sorry about that. I got distracted. Yes, I'm actually going to put his name up there for now, but I believe there's more tips that are bigger after this, so we can get him off the leaderboard in a second. But here's the thing. A lot of people think, man, if I knew what I knew now, back then, everything would have been different. I would have avoided mistakes, right? I would have been a better person. I could have been rich and famous if I just knew back 20 years ago what I know today, right? Like, you said, if I go back to the time 20 years, so it's 2004, and I tell my previous self, invest in Apple, right? Or invest in Google, or, you know what I mean? Invest in one of these things. And I put money together and I put a few bucks into it, I could potentially be rich today, right? Correct, that's true. But instead, I look at it a different way. If it weren't for me going through all the things I've gone through in my life, if I didn't have the life experience I have today, if I didn't make the mistakes that I made back then today I wouldn't be the person that I am. I wouldn't be all the wiser. I wouldn't be happy. Like right now, I'm actually better off physically than I was like 15, 20 years ago. You know that.
But Phil, you're not answering the question. You're giving excuses as to what you wouldn't tell yourself. But the question was, what would you tell yourself? So are you going to answer the question, or are you going to fucking avoid it?
Right? Like, I used to be fat and very, very unhealthy, eating terribly, drinking at all hours of the night, every night. Like, now I'm actually better today. My personal life is much better today. I'm so happy with my family life. Tomorrow I get to spend a whole day with my wife. I'm super excited for that. Tonight we get to be on stream together. I'm super excited for that. It's a healthy, happy relationship. I never had that when I was younger, right? So if anything, the one thing that I would probably tell my younger self is, don't give up the faith. Things will get better. They may...
Did Phil just say don't give up your faith? This guy's a Roman Catholic, remember. He grew up Roman Catholic. Don't give up your faith.
That I would probably tell my younger self is, don't give up the faith. Things will get better. They may not be feeling good right now, but if you stay the course, eventually your life will change and be more positive. Because back then, I was depressed and messed up in my head because of all the stuff going on. I didn't feel like anyone really cared or loved me. I didn't think I was doing anything meaningful with my life. There's a lot of things going on. But now that I'm older, I'm like, my God, am I happy that I toughed through those more awful parts of my life to get to this end result that's a much better life, right? So, there you go. That's the one thing that I would probably say. All right. I received a $5 tip From Swagonito, he says, I swear I'm not tipping you in pesos. Now, hold on a second because, yeah, look. This has happened again. My camera's leaning against my table, which means I need to adjust it. Give me a second.
I cannot ignore this. Hold on. I've got to like get a wee like thumbnail of or freeze frame of his big fucking head into the camera. Give me a second here. Let's just find a good spot for it.
This has happened again. My camera's leaning against my table, which means I need to
So hold on. I go here.
sit. Give me a second.
Is there a particular frame here?
I don't know how this happens.
Earthquake simulator. Fuck me.
Nah, see, I don't, hold on. I don't want it touching. Because if it touches, it shakes the camera.
No, for God's sake.
Let's try that. Okay.
I
So
don't
now
know
if I
what
shake it. No, it's still touching it right there, I think.
Oh, for God's sake.
Or, oh, no, I know what it is. This is too loose. Hold on, that's what it is. The camera is too loose right now. Hold on.
Dumbass.
What I need to do is this, because this is screwed up. That's better. Do it like that. So that's number one. Oh, look at that. Immediately, it's much better. I shake it and nothing. See that? I was using the weaker leg, and the weaker leg isn't stable, but now it's more stable. Yeah, okay. So now I just gotta center it. All right, crisis averted. That better? It's good. Okay, so Swagonito did a $5 tip and said, I swear I'm not tipping you in pesos. Sorry about these fake memberships. It's wild how YouTube allows exploits. They could legally end up getting in trouble for these liabilities. You're right. Here's the thing with YouTube. All right, and I've told you guys this over the years. Their attitude is thus, okay? We don't really care about anything unless something legal is involved. So, for example, they don't want to ever get involved in copyright at all. They outright say on the site, we're not here to enforce copyright. That's not our job. If you have issue with copyright, issue a lawsuit, and we'll just do what we need to do to comply with the law, but we don't want to get involved with copyright. So that's why there's so much copyright abuse on YouTube. People lie, people impersonate other people, they outright just abuse the system, and YouTube feels like they're immune. In reality, they're not. Every single time that YouTube issues a false takedown without justifying it, they're actually breaking the law. The problem is literally no one has gotten together to stop this nonsense. If a prominent group of rich YouTubers had enough and got together and got a law team together and had enough evidence, concrete evidence that copyright law had been abused on YouTube over and over, and that YouTube ignored proper requests for vetting and for all of that, YouTube could very much be legally liable for the stuff that they've done over the years. But no one does it. Why? Because people don't want to bite the hand that feeds them. That's what they feel like. If I make trouble with YouTube, how will I make a living on YouTube? Right? Right? That's what they say. You know? So, and where are they going to go? That's a viable alternative. There's literally not a single video sharing site on the internet that has the reach of YouTube. So if you burn your bridge with YouTube, where do you go? Right? I mean, there's other streaming alternatives, but there really isn't a viable, you know, file hosting alternative. At one point, I thought that was going to be Twitch, but Twitch has fucking fumbled that ball so many times that now no one even wants to be on Twitch anymore. They only go there because it's the one place you can get exposure for being a streamer. Outside of that, I don't think anyone would really give a crap about streaming on Twitch. So, yeah, that's the situation. So, you're right, but again, it's much like most things. So many companies don't actually take action on stuff that could. We were just talking about this the other day. You are aware you do not own a video game. You have no legal right. You've never owned a video game in your life. All you've owned is the license to play said game. Because if you actually owned a game, you'd have the right to copy it, sell it, and distribute it. And you don't. If you buy a video game and you copy it and try to print out copies or sell copies, that's illegal, right? So you don't own the game. You just own a right to play it. But people still trade their games in. People still resell, but that's actually not illegal. That's not legal. It never was. It's just that people don't, you know, companies don't really care. They don't do anything about it. So it's kind of the same thing here. Even though tons of this kind of nonsense happens on YouTube on a daily basis, YouTube does nothing about it. Unless a lawsuit gets slapped on them, they don't care and they don't deal with it. So that's always been the case for YouTube. In any case, that's always been YouTube's attitude. Unless someone's getting sued, we don't get involved. So,
I mean, wrong. So extremely, incredibly wrong. But, yeah, that's incredibly fucking wrong. But we're almost an hour behind, Phil, so let time go.
Oh, let's see here. Thank you for a $2 tip, Monty. Monty says, and none of your games you're currently playing are too interesting, but actually I liked your family stream last week, and I'm going to come back tonight for the family stream. That's good to hear, Monty. I'm glad you're enjoying that stuff. Definitely different kind of content, and we are looking forward to do it tonight. It should be fun, right? It should be a good time. Okay. Anime Slayer tipped $1 and basically said he's watched some of the content over on DSP Throwback, and yes, as it says in those videos, clearly, a lot of the commentary is outdated, right? And he says, so, does that mean you support it? If you watch it or do anything to support that channel? No. No. You can, for example, okay, right now, there are museums out there that house tons of historical things in it that could be considered awfully racist or outdated and things we don't do anymore. Torturing devices from the Middle Ages, things that prove that there was slavery in America, and it's sitting in a museum. If you donate $1 to the museum to keep the museum going, do you support those? No. You're supporting the posterity of history, that you can still have history be retained in view, correct? That's the idea of DSP Throwback. Is, yes, we all can watch those old playthroughs, and we can agree that that commentary is outdated. That's why I don't do that kind of commentary anymore, correct? That's literally the reason why. And I cringe at myself that I used to use that kind of language because, you know, I used to be part of the fighting game community, and a lot of that language was thrown around casually like that back in the day. Just willy-nilly, just toss it out there. And it was like...
I was in his mid-20s during his time in this FGC community. He was not some small child who was vulnerable to fucking picking up strange terms in some sort of strange environment. He was a fully grown-ass man who should have fucking known better than to use that sort of fucking language.
Like, wow, that's pretty bad that was used back then in that community. But that's just how it was. We didn't even think those words were bad words in the context that we used them, right? So you watch my old commentary from 14 years ago, and you're going to hear some language that I would never use today because I've wised up and I know better. I grew up and I matured, right? But just because you're watching that content and you think it's funny or you like it, does that make you a bad person? Because you like the commentary and you're going to attend my stream on Sunday, or, you know, you'll like a video, you leave a comment, or you leave a super chat or become a member. Does that mean you're supporting the bad behavior? No, I'm not doing it anymore. If I were still making said content in that manner, and your support went towards more of that kind of content, that would be different. But I'm not doing that. You understand? You're not supporting medieval torture if you support a museum that has medieval torture devices in it. You're not supporting that commentary if you throw a couple bucks towards DSP Throwback for the effort of all the work going into that channel. You see, it's posterity purposes, just so people can watch the historical commentary I did, right? In a more modern fashion, obviously. So, very, very different things. All right? Okay. I received a $3 tip from... I'm not even going to say this person's name, because I think they did this on purpose. They made a ridiculous name. It took me $3 and said, you know, I'm glad you figured out nonsense with fake memberships. I'd be skeptical if someone had an odd name and it sounded suspicious or trollish, and their name is suspicious and trollish. I think they were trying to pull a fast one. Do like an Inception kind of a fourth wall breaking deal. So thanks for the tip, but there's absolutely no way I'm reading that name. Okay. Nice try, though. All right, and then I received a $1.50 tip from Ansu Kamaru. So the other day you mentioned Sea of Stars is 20 hours long. It's not. It'll take you at least 35. You can play more accurately. I sent you an unban request a few days ago. Hope it didn't get lost in the sauce of your inbox. Actually, I did not see it. Can you send it again? And if I don't get it again, it means your email sadly is hitting my spam folder, and we'll have to figure something else out. Because I would unban you right now if I saw it, but I don't remember seeing your email, which makes me think that for some reason you got auto-flagged as spam, which isn't surprising. I get literally hundreds upon hundreds of spam emails a day, so the box is kind of overactive. You know what I'm saying? Okay. All right, let's see here. I received a $20 tip from 1 Minute Man. Make sure you finish level 1 before going to level 2. I think he means Act 1. I think he's talking about Baldur's Gate 3. And yeah, people have warned that where I am in the Underdark, you could accidentally, like, go to Act 2, and then you can't go back and do the Mountain Pass. But I've been told, do not do that. That there is critical, important content in the Mountain Pass that I should do before we leave and go to Act 2, so we will do that. Don't worry, we'll finish the Underdark today and head to the Mountain Pass. I'm sure you guys are going to be here to help me out with that, so I don't make that mistake, right? Thank you, 1 Minute Man, so much for that, for all of your support every single day. I really appreciate it. Okay. All right, so that is that. I believe we have covered everything that I wanted to talk about today. If you guys want to, ask me any questions, please tag me in the chat. We have a little bit of extra time before the podcast adjourns, and we jump back into Baldur's Gate 3 for the day. Okay?
We have 2 free spaces for a bingo card. Phil has snorted an incredible 33 times so far, and we've had a 10th burp as well. So those two free spaces are unlocked so far. Remember, 100 likes on this very bingo stream will unlock a 3rd free space, as well as you guys getting to enjoy the Bubbles animation. And we might need these free spaces today because we are still 8 away from a full house. Technically, we're 6 away. Technically, as things stand, we're 6 away from a full house. So, no, that's wrong actually. It's there's 7 squares left, so technically we're 5, sorry, we're 5 away from a full house technically because we have 2 free spaces already. I miscounted there, my bad. But yeah, hopefully we can get a free space for the likes as well, and that means it can help us towards trying to get a full house for what is the very final bingo stream. But remember, I'm not back until Saturday probably. Obviously Phil's off tomorrow, Thursday. I'm not making Friday's bingo stream either. I'm busy that night, but I plan to do a Saturday stream to make up for missing Friday. That's the plan anyway. Hopefully I can make it work. But yeah, there's no more bingo till Saturday after today, so hopefully we can finish on a high and get a good old full house.
Now Hidalgo is saying, actually, you can go between Acts 1 and 2. The only issue is the tieflings, but you finish that quest. Oh. Well, I obviously want to do all the Act 1 content before we go to Act 2, so. Lucky Gremlin says, what about thoughts on a members-only chat? Why would we do that? I don't think we've ever done it once, right? Like, even in this almost 3 years now that I've been a full-time YouTube streamer, I don't think we've ever used members-only chat. And what's funny about that is we used to use subscribers-only chat on Twitch a lot. But here, we have enough control over the chat that I don't think we've ever needed to use it, which is a good thing. It means that the chat here is definitely more manageable and controllable than it ever was over on Twitch, right? Okay. No, I don't accept Apple Pay, no sleep real vibes. My tips are strictly through PayPal. I don't take Apple Pay, sorry. 672, popping his 32-month membership message and says, indie games, not an issue. Kiddie games like SOS are. You think Sea of Stars is a kiddie game, huh? You obviously don't play many games. Anyway, very nice. I received a $2 tip from Ugly Tuna Roll. He says, I feel like you don't have to apologize for how you were in the past. That's just ridiculous. Sure, different times, but that doesn't define who a person is. Cheers and always look towards the future. Yeah, and here's the other thing, too. A lot of people want to, like, change the past. Like, they want to pretend like their past didn't exist, right? Just because I have a throwback channel where I'm re-uploading old playthroughs doesn't mean that I'm supporting my actions in said playthroughs. I'm just preserving them so that people can see that the history happened, right? Unless you acknowledge who you were in the past and what was wrong with that, how can you ever change in the present or future, right? If you ignore the past, you're just destined to make the same mistakes you made. You need to acknowledge the mistakes and say they're wrong and move on and become a better person, right? That's what a lot of people don't get. Like, oh, I need to delete all of my actions online from like 20 years ago. No, you don't. What are you talking about? No, you don't, right? Okay. By the way, speaking of Throwback, I believe it was this morning that... Hold on. The next part of Red Dead Redemption went live, part 4. So now there's 4 parts of Red Dead Redemption, over about 2 hours of gameplay. And part 10 of Final Fantasy 13 went live yesterday. So that's about 5 hours, right?
Burger.
I'm curious what we're actually going to be doing on Sunday night for the stream, but right now it is still leaning towards reacting to Red Dead, which would be fun. Red Dead is a great playthrough. Obviously, again, some of the commentary is off from what I would do today, but I think it'll be a good watch. Plus, the visuals of Red Dead look better now that they've been upscaled and better frame rate. They look much better. Final Fantasy 13, a lot of the color and shit is off. I think Red Dead turned out better, so...
It helps when you steal other people's fucking footage.
No, I was never. The villain, I always used to say this. The villain I thought that DSP actually used to be racist in the past because of his childhood, but he's actually pretty chill. You have to understand something. I used to call myself the equal opportunity offender. And what I mean by that is, based on what was happening in a game, I would do this commentary for the situation, but literally everything was fair game, including me, white people, and even, you know, Italians and Europeans. If you think that some of the stuff that I did back in the day was racist, fair enough, but watch my Assassin's Creed 2 playthrough if you want to see me completely destroy Italians.
Okay, hold on. Let me see. Phil is an equal opportunity racist. I think that's what he's trying to say there. He's an equal opportunity racist. I have a compilation of my own, Phil, of your particularly racist fucking moments. Let me see if I can find that shit. Give me a wee quick second to see if I can find a wee quick compilation of you being a racist piece of shit. Hold on a second. I think I found the video right here. Hold on a second. There we fucking go. It's this particular video here.
Certain group of content creators, one of which was very much PewDiePie, but a couple others as well, basically behaved badly on YouTube. And at the very same time that they behaved badly and got into big trouble, like PewDiePie saying the N-word blatantly on YouTube, and it wasn't like, oh, I misspoke and it sounded like I said it and I didn't mean it. No, he outright said it and meant it the way he said it in his video, okay?
Is the funniest shit ever. I swear to God, he accidentally calls Hulk Hogan a nigger. And I'm not trying to be racist or anything. It's the funniest clip ever. You gotta watch it on YouTube. He goes, Hulk Hogan, we coming for you, nigga. and then he looks all embarrassed because he realized he did it, and he like tries to turn away and walk away. It's the funniest clip ever.
Nick Gers is asking, oh my god, it's a freaking racist idiot. But anyway, he's asking if I played any mode versus besides war, and the answer is no, because no, I can't even play any other anything else.
All right, nigga, it's time.
Oh, that's terrible. When stationary, negative 75% damage. That's really bad. Uh-oh. Well, I might have been banned. Yep. It looks like I have been banned from Twitch because I can't broadcast to it. Hateful slurs or symbols. I didn't do a hateful slur or symbol. Nigger. Game Chugger just did another $10. I'm compelled to tip you again for another epic moment. Also, we get to see Jingle All the Way animation again. Yes. Arnold Filzenegger. Right?
Yeah. I made that video like fucking December 2021. So yes, there actually have been more racist moments from Phil since then. Shockingly, I know. But yeah, I made that. Ah, crazy man. Prophet has sent me something on the old something here relating to. So yeah, hold on. Let me share this on screen, and let me just make sure it's kind of big enough here. So Prophet just had a discussion with a guy called Albert. Apparently, the guy is called Albert on Google. Albert from Google, and they answered the question very quickly. So Prophet asked the following questions here from YouTube support. What did Prophet ask him? Hi Albert, I'm fine, blah blah blah, how are you? I have a quick question. I need to set up my monetization options and I am having a discussion with a colleague of mine. If I set up a tier membership for $3.99 US and say someone who's in Argentina purchases a membership for 50 ARS, do I get the revenue based off of $3.99, 30%, or 50 ARS, 30%? 30% being what YouTube takes. Albert responds, thanks for taking the time to get in touch with us on this. To answer your question, the fees taken will be based on the location of the buyer. So in this case, the 30% and any other fees will be taken from the 50 ARS. And Prophet's like, thank you, that's awesome, exactly what I wanted to know, thank you very much. And Albert's like, you're very welcome, good buddy, is there anything you want to... So a very helpful person indeed from the YouTube chat. And it looked at the conversation in the entirety, that's the entirety of the conversation right there. It took 6 minutes. And yeah, it wasn't but clearly not a bot. Clearly not a bot, because a very specific kind of question, and it gets answered very clearly. So there we go. There is clarification right there from YouTube support right there. Probably just got that, sorted right there. This is like literally him just asking right then and there, and the question was asked. So there we go. The person, if they're based in Argentina, they'll get the Argentina money. So this is why Phil is now very angry against people that are fucking from Argentina buying things from him, because they get it for a discounted price. Oh, for God's sake! So, and Prophet also said over Discord there, he gets like $20 for 500 memberships. So yeah, no wonder Phil was raging. He's deleted 550 memberships because Phil barely made what 1 Minute Man gives him per day from 500 memberships.
I mean, that's really bad. And I'm part Italian. My heritage is part Italian. And I destroyed Italians in that playthrough as well. That I would basically razz everyone, right? It was me just razzing everyone around. The thing is, people like to focus in on certain groups and, oh, see, he was so bad towards this group and this group. No, actually, I did it towards every group equally. But that's what people don't want to admit. They want to act like I was singling out certain groups and being really mean to just them. And because of that, I'm a racist. Incorrect, right? Fed Rogers is kind of like South Park. Yeah, I would argue South Park, Howard Stern, like there's a few different things that influenced me back in the day 15 years ago when I was doing my style of commentary, for sure.
If he said commentary style, I would be able to tick it. But he said style of commentary, so I can't tick it. I'm so annoyed at that.
Fuck you, Phil. Fuck you, Phil.
You think so? Chris Rock? Sir Ed Sheeran says Chris Rock too. Oh yeah? Joel Law says there's backlash about Last of Us 2 Remaster for the sake of remasters. What do you think? It's like I said, it's hard for me to hate on the Last of Us 2 Remaster when it's a $10 upgrade. If they were selling that for 60 or 70 bucks and there was no other way to get it, then I would say, wow, what a ripoff. But since they're only charging you $10 if you own the original game, is it, from what I'm to understand, the extra content they put in there is worth $10, right? If you've never played The Last of Us 2, then this is the definitive edition to get. Buy it for full price. But if you own the original game, spend $10 to get the... This is not The Last of Us 1 Remaster. That was a fucking ripoff. That was grade A lie. They lied and said, oh, the game's completely different. It's the same exact fucking game. They outright lied about the content in the game. This one, they didn't. They were way more transparent and the pricing is fair. I'm not going to be negative about it, like a lot of people are tending to be. You know what it is? I hate to say it. People just love to jump on drama bandwagons, right?
Look who's fucking talking right there. Pot meat kettle.
Will be dramatic when I feel like there's a reason to. The Last of Us 1, Part 1, Remastered, whatever the fuck you want to call it, was a complete ripoff. 100%. There was no justifying a $60, $70 price tag for that game. It was the same as the original, just with accessibility and slightly improved visuals, but everything else was identical, okay? This version is only 10 bucks. It's not a ripoff. I'm not going to sit here and rave and rant to get drama content on my channel like everyone else likes to, because they need clickbait. I don't need clickbait to survive. I make quality. So I'm not going to make clickbait content here on this junk. You know, there's nothing to complain about, all right? No, I'm not going to play the Infinite Wealth demo. Can be cruel. There's no reason to. I'm playing the real game in a week, so I'm not playing the demo. If I can, Idri says, would you get the new Switch coming out this year? If I can get my hands on it. As you know, when these new consoles come out, they tend to be like unreachable, unbuyable for whatever reason. But yeah, I would like to get the Switch 2 and launch games. Obviously, that would be a big thing for the channel, right? To play all the new launch games for the Switch 2. Derek, why don't you save that kind of question for tonight? You basically asked me a question that would be perfect for tonight's family Q&A. Let's not get too far into that now. I think that would be perfect for later. Is there a GameStop around in my area? Oh, yeah, there's a GameStop near my local mall. I'm trying to think where they all are. There's like 2 or 3 of them. But I think the one that would be considered closest is at my local mall or right across the street from it. It's still pretty far. It's like a 20-minute drive at least. So. Would I recommend buying Last of Us 2 original for a low price than paying the $10 as opposed to buying Last of Us 2 remastered at full price? If you could pull that off, but I don't know if it works like that. I have no idea how they judge what the previous ownership of the game was. You know what I mean? I don't know how it works. I wouldn't know. I don't know if it's the digital copy. I don't know if a physical copy. I don't know how the upgrade system works. So I'm not going to recommend anything and screw somebody over. Derek, no, don't post it in the thread. If you're going to be here tonight for the stream, you don't need to post anything up in that thread. That thread is supposed to be for people who can't make the stream tonight to post up questions. If you're here live, you'll be able to ask the questions live in the chat. Would I buy a PS5 Pro if it released? Honestly, I don't see what the purpose would be, because my PS5 runs everything beautifully, 1080p, 60 frames, as long as the game devs develop properly, right? There have been games that run like shit on there. Final Fantasy 16. And that's the game devs' fault, right? That's not the fault of the hardware. If there's a Pro, likely what the Pro would do is add more storage space, which I don't need, and probably have like better 4K performance, like better frame rates and things. I don't need that. I don't use 4K. For 1080p 60 frames, the PS5 is more than sufficient, so I don't see what the benefit would be of having the Pro, honestly. Like, I just don't know. Now, if they were like, oh, has double the power, and all devs will now be utilizing that power, and if you have the standard PS5, every game will look like shit, well then yeah, then maybe I would consider getting the Pro, but I don't foresee.
There's your Y pose right there, or T pose, really, sorry.
Burger.
5 in a row. That's concerning.
I'll count that as a T pose. You held that for a good wee while, so that counts.
See that happening, okay? Let's see here. John. Thank you for re-upping your membership, John. I think he also did a super chat. Excuse me. Yes, John did a super chat and says, hope today is good. I know I don't say much when I come to the stream. Sorry about that. I'm here for great content. Nah, dude, you don't have to be chatty or anything. You can just enjoy the stream and sit back and relax. It's all good. Thank you, John, for the super chat. Appreciate that. King Be Cruel asks what version of Infinite Wealth I'm going to get. Hold on. Let me read this. He says, what edition of Infinite Wealth are you getting? Be sure to pre-order so you can get extra classes. You get a lot of good shit too. I'm getting the Ultimate Edition. I guess now that we're only like a week away, I probably should look into it. I have to wait till I get paid next week to really afford the 2 games. But once I get paid by YouTube next week, I should be able to get both. So probably like, early next week, I could probably buy both Tekken and that. Tekken, I'll probably just get the standard edition because I'm not sold that I'm going to like it as much that I'm going to want to play all the DLC characters for the first season. But unless there's a significant amount of content you get in this, like the better edition, like maybe more customizables and cool stuff we'll enjoy on stream, I'll have to look into that. But as for Infinite Wealth, I think you do get classes like bonus stuff right away. Is that correct? Like you'll get more customizables for your characters. You'll get more classes unlocked right away. Like you get all various stuff for the better edition, right? I think. So I guess I'll have to look again. I'll have to look into it. My wife's getting it too, so we both have to look into it probably and decide what we're gonna do, and both get it in the next week. Do you guys know what comes with the Tekken Better Editions? Because I would only get the Tekken Better Edition if there's something that's going to benefit us on our streams of the game. Like, if there's going to be silly new modes or customizables and we'll like that, maybe I would get it. But if it's like, oh, it's just this first season pass, you get 4 characters, I don't really care about that because I don't know if I'm going to want to play the game that long, I guess we'll have to figure it out. Nope, not playing Persona 3 Reload. I've already explained there's 2 reasons why. Number 1, because I'm going to have too much else going on between Infinite Wealth and then Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth. There's no time for another RPG in the middle. I've already played Persona 3, so that's the one that has to get skipped. And number 2, it's Atlas, and Atlas is infamous for hitting you with false copyright strikes, even if you abide by their streaming rules. So I'm not going to chance my entire business getting shut down because Atlas is trigger happy with that. So screw that game. I'm not playing it. Maybe in the future, but not right now. Derek, there was a giant segment of today's show explaining about the members. I'm not going to go into it again right now. I recommend you rewind the show and watch that segment because it was fully explained. I basically got to the bottom of those member bombs. They were not legit, and I'm not going to count them as support on my channel when they don't exist. So that's what happened there. Okay. You get Kazuya, Jin, and Jun's special avatars. Darziak says the Elder Scrolls Castles has been announced. It's open for registration. I hope this one is Fallout Shelter. Are you saying it's a mobile game? An Elder Scrolls mobile game? Interesting. I might look into that, and I wonder, Kat likes that kind of stuff too. It was funny, Kat tried to play Fallout Shelter, she played it for half a day and got so bored, stopped playing it. I was like, yeah, same thing with me. Like, I played Fallout Shelter when it came out for like half a week, and within 3-4 days I was so bored I never played it ever again. So I wonder if it's the same.
Oh, Kat also enjoys mobile games. Oh, what an interesting revelation that is. I wonder if Phil has got Kat hooked on WWE Champions yet.
I received a $10 tip. Thank you very much. So, this is from Tacos de Pastor. I love Tacos de Pastor, by the way. Phil, I think you're pretty much done with Underdark. All you have is the amulet, which continues in Act 3. I don't know if you're going to play Act 3. It might not be worth getting. No, I mean, dude, I've invested so much time in the game. Do you really think I'm not going to beat it? I mean, I'm not going to beat it anytime soon, but I'm absolutely, positively, 100% going to beat Baldur's Gate 3 at some point. I mean, it may be 5 years from now, but I'll still beat it. I put too much time into this game to drop it. So, absolutely, yes, I want to do whatever's left in Underdark. So, I guess we're getting an amulet today, right? Andy, just ignore nonsense. Why would you ask me that publicly unless you're trying to cause nonsense? Just ignore nonsense. There's no point. There's no point to entertaining nonsense. Just say, oh, it's nonsense.
Oh, hold on. How long? How far are we behind? We're behind by almost, it's like 57 minutes. Somebody called Andy asked me a random question, and Phil's like, just ignore nonsense. I need to know. I need to know what was nonsense. I need to know. The world has to know. Where's Raw Phil? Give me a second here. Raw Phil. Oh, you see the scene so there? He was asking about the cutscene. Please tell me that's true. So shut up, fucking Phil of future. Like an hour behind, okay? Like 57 minutes.
We're not legit, and I'm not gonna count them as support on my channel because a mobile game. I wonder if it's the same.
Where's Andy in chat?
I received a 10 goes store. But if you're going to the game, do you really think I'm not going to beat it? I mean, I'm not going to beat it anytime soon, but I mean, it may be 5 years from now, but I'll still beat it.
Where is Andy in chat?
I put too much time into this game to drop it. So absolutely, yes, I want to do whatever's left in the Underdark.
It's round about here. Then is there Andy Young. Why am I seeing people say you're using cutscenes with other people's watermark for the Throwback channel? Why does it matter? They didn't make the cutscene. Well, Phil is fully aware of the accusations now. And Phil's like, just ignore it. Even though it's clear as... Oh my god. Oh my god. So Phil saw this message down here from Andy.
So I guess we're getting the amulet today, right?
And this is his response.
Andy, just ignore nonsense. Why would you ask me that publicly unless you're trying to cause nonsense? Just ignore nonsense. There's no point. There's no point to entertaining nonsense. Just say, oh, it's nonsense, and ignore it. Just like me.
It's not nonsense, so it's true. You stole footage from another channel. And then you got found out because the watermark was still on there, so you fucking made that video private, and you stole someone else's fucking cutscene footage instead for the intro, which didn't have a watermark.
That's how you go through life. Ignore the nonsense.
Just ignore the claims of fucking stealing people's content. Yeah, fuck you, Phil, you greedy bastard.
And ignore it, just like me. That's how you go through life. Ignore the nonsense. Okay. No Sleep Real Lives, I don't know what you mean. He says, I collect guides in my mailbox. Are they relevant to the modern day? What the hell is guides in my mailbox mean? I have no idea what you're talking about. Joe Law says, the Tekken 8 Season Pass is just 4 extra characters and avatar skins and costumes. Meh, it's overpriced. Do you think so? Oh, I do have a question. Does anyone know what the model is in Tekken 8 to earn in-game customizables? Because to my knowledge, it's always been you just play the crap out of the game and you earn in-game currency, and you can use that to buy the customizables, like to customize your characters, right? But in Street Fighter 6, it wasn't like that at all, right? In Street Fighter 6, you had to buy everything. You had to actually spend real-life money to buy that, and I think in Tekken that's not the case, and I would like to customize all of the, like, I'd like to make Paul and King and all the characters I use look cool, but also I think that there's the avatar in arcade mode you can also customize, right? So as long as it's all in-game and it's easily earnable by playing the game, I'd be happy. If it's gonna be like Street Fighter 6 and you gotta buy currency, that's gonna piss me off, you know? Oh, you mean like Game Informer magazine? Oh, I mean, I used to read gaming magazines like crazy. I used to read EGM, Game Pro, Game Informer. I had a Game Informer subscription for a long time because it was part of the GameStop Pro member, whatchamacallit, the Pro member membership you would have with them. Because you just got it for free. Like, you just got it either digitally or physically. They would mail it to you because you were part of that group or whatever. But I haven't been part of the GameStop thing in years and years. I don't go to GameStop anymore. I don't buy any games physically. So I haven't had a physical publication mailed to my house of gaming in like 7 years or something crazy like that. No, the camera is actually centered now. My background isn't, this is higher up than this. So now the camera is actually correct. The camera was actually crooked before. I fixed it. Yes, there was heavy customizing in Tekken Tag Tournament too. There was. I received a $5 tip from PokeRev. If I send you Pokemon booster packs, would you consider opening them live on stream? Oh my god. I mean, I don't know how that could benefit us because I don't know anything about Pokemon cards, right? Like, I know absolutely nothing about Pokemon at all. Pokemon cards, that is. I wouldn't know what's a good card, what's a bad card. I wouldn't know the difference between any of it. Like, I know for a fact there's a market for that stuff. There's people who literally just sit on YouTube opening packs and stuff. And people like that. But I don't know anything about it, right? I mean, that kind of goes right over my head. I used to love getting comic book cards. I used to get Marvel Masterpieces or X-Men Series 1, 2, and 3, and that kind of stuff back in the day. Like, I loved collecting cards like that. And yeah, I would buy a whole box, and I would sit there and open the box and look for the chase cards and stuff like that, which was really cool to do. But, man, I don't foresee myself being able to really do much fun content based around that when I don't understand it. You know what I mean? Like, well, I get what you're saying, but what would be the point if I open it? I don't know anything about any of the cards I'm staring at, right? I was like, what is this? Do I think the fighting game market is too dominated by Tekken, Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, and the usual one big anime fighter? Do we need more? It would be nice, because honestly, that is the big three. It's always been Street Fighter, Tekken, Mortal Kombat. Now, every once in a while, I get an oddball, like the King of Fighters, or Virtua Fighter, or a Guilty Gear. But in reality, those are the dominant ones. Now, of course, the other force is Smash Brothers, right? That came out of the 2000s into the fighting game community. A lot of people argued it wasn't even a fighting game for the longest time. But that was very dominant too. But even now, that's like on the out because they're not really making a new one. So, yeah, it sure would be nice to maybe see another fighting game franchise step up and be considered as prominent as the others, but it never really happens. I mean, you see Soul Calibur every once in a while has a new game. Meh, it gets like a month of attention. Nobody cares, right? Joel Law says, yes, you can customize everything in-game in Tekken 8. When I have my hands-on session in November, I earn new costume sets for each character in-game. Oh, cool. So maybe I'll just get the standard edition of Tekken then, if that's the case. And I'll just earn everything by playing, just like you guys probably will, right? All right. Guys, I think it is time to adjourn. I have to use the restroom today before we actually start with Baldur's Gate. Nature calls, as they say. So we should probably adjourn now, so we'll have time to do that. I thank you all for hanging out with me on today's podcast. I hope you had a good time. Thank you for the early support. Thank you for bearing with me this last week and a half through all this member nonsense. Now at least we have it resolved and we know what's going on, so we can acknowledge when more of this nonsense happens. But it's just sad it happened this way. It is what it is. What can you do? Not much, right? Just put up with it. It's not me to fix. It's YouTube's problem to fix. But thank you all for chilling and supporting. I will see you again on Friday on the podcast. And we're going to have a lot to talk about on Friday because remember, tomorrow is the Xbox Direct. So they're going to talk about all these Xbox exclusive games. So I'll be talking about that on the podcast Friday, plus talking about my day off and the like. So I hope you will join me for that. But in the meantime, thank you all. I will see you soon. Peace out. All right. Let's get set up for Baldur's Gate. And then, like I said, I do need to take a break because I got to use the bathroom before we get started here today. Okay, let's get this set up here. I'm excited to beat the Underdark to do something different. We've been doing Underdark for so dang long now that I really want to do something else. And I guess Mountain Pass is dramatically different, so that'll be fun. Okay. Is that camera centered? It looks like it's slightly off. Hold on. There we go. Okay. And working. Good. Working. Excellent. All right, guys. Let's take a brief break. I'll be back with Baldur's Gate 3 in a few. In the meantime, enjoy some music, and I'll see you in a bit. Thanks.
Oh, he's running ads. What a piece of shit. 12:44 p.m. is when he vanished. Let's see when he returns. 12:44 p.m. is when he fucked off, and he returns at 12. Let's see. When's he back? He's back. Not yet. Here we go. So he returned at 12:56. He had a 12-minute break. Holy crap. Oh, Jesus. Nope.
Jasper Kitty.
Jesus. There we go.
Okay, guys, I am back. Jasper Kitty ran in the office because Cat's actually across the hall there, and he's all hyper. He's running all around the house, and he runs in the office and says, Jasper, no, tonight you join me. Not now. Now is Baldur's Gate. You can't come in here right now. So cute. All right, we're about to get started. Thanks for being patient, everyone, while Nature called there, right? It looks like Spawn Killer re-upped his membership. 32 months as a super supporter. Thank you so much, Spawn Killer. He says, how's the weather by you? I saw Oregon has getting hit hard with a winter storm. Where I live, it's like 20 degrees. Hasn't been this cold in a while. We just broke our freezing temperatures. Today it's in the 40s, so we have tons of rain, which is good because we need that rain to wash away the cold temps. And it looks like we're actually now, every day, the temps are going to increase a little more. Right now, it's like 36. And every day, like tomorrow's supposed to be like 37, Friday 45, and then by next week, we're in the 50s. So we're getting out of the frigid temperatures that we've had over the last week, and we're going to head back to more normal temps for what we usually have here in the Pacific Northwest, which is considered more moderate weather, not really frigid cold weather. So it was actually abnormal that we had almost a whole week of freezing temperatures here. Okay, so thank you, Spawn Killer. What's going on, Casanova? How are you today? Welcome to the stream. All right, thank you, guys. Let's boot her up here. NVIDIA Game Networks. What does that even mean? NVIDIA? Did NVIDIA, like, produce this game? I didn't even know that. NVIDIA is actually now not just making graphics cards, they're investing in game development. I did not know that at all. I've been playing this game for, what, 50 hours? That's the first time I just noticed that as we booted it up. Okay, then. Casanova says, lowest temps we've gotten here is -2. Yikes. Yikes. That's pretty cold, I'll say. You know, we were in the 30s and 20s. We were in the 20s, actually, for about a week there. And now, finally, we're warming up. Like I said, it's very wet outside today. Tons of rain coming down. All right, Jade, I hope you feel better, man. I know this whole week, Jade, you've been under the weather. I really hope that you start to feel better. I'm sorry you haven't been able to kind of come by and hang out with us on streams, you know. You're here in spirit, right? You're here in spirit, and we know that. Cool. Underdark Forge. All right, so let's get started. But we need to catch up on what I was doing, because I can't remember if we still have another forge thing to do. By the way, my camera is again screwed up. I don't know what's happening with this camera that it's not staying centered. It's starting to piss me off now. Like, how did it screw up? Is it centered now? Let me check. It's better, right? Is it too high? I think it's too high up. Maybe I just need to shrink it. That better. I guess that's fine. Okay, that's fine. Fuck this. It's taking too long. NVIDIA GameWorks is a software suite that Larian used to make the game. Oh, okay. Got it. So that was a plug for their software suite they used to make the game. Gotcha. That makes more sense. Okay, ready? Alrighty, everybody. Welcome back.
He is now recording for YouTube, which is going to bring an end to the bingo, and we had only 2 free spaces, so I don't think we're going to get a full house for that. We can tick off 2 squares, of course, and I think I'm going to tick off
Burger. 5 in a row. That's concerning.
But yeah, even with the lights free space, it wouldn't have mattered. We still would have been 3 away. You know, even if the lights would have been 2 away. Regardless, though, it wasn't to be. Phil didn't touch his eye. He came close to touching his eye several times. Didn't happen. I think I'm going to get rid of the likes square. Since YouTube, and it's the thing, I'm going to keep obviously 100 likes free space, but obviously Phil doesn't seem to celebrate 100 likes anymore on his streams, plus he doesn't get 100 likes anyway when we're playing bingo. It is very rare for Phil to get 100 likes during his podcasts anymore. But it is what it is though. But I think I'm going to remove likes from the bingo squares because Phil doesn't allude to them much anymore. I'll probably replace it with other things. There's a couple of things I can think of replacing. Behind the scenes could go on there, you know, things like that. Anyway, that's the end of bingo though. We'll bring an end. Let's go to live DSP and see how he's doing first of all.
Let's do it to his boots of speed.
Well, he's in $52 in fucking tips and he needs 10 members to go. Fuck off, who cares? Oh, look at this. Jesus, Vancouver's snowing. We are at the Vancouver Aquarium to enjoy the otters, and the otters are enjoying the snowy weather right now. Oh, it's so adorable. It's a winter wonderland right now with the otters, and they're enjoying the snow to the best of their abilities. I'm going to wrap things up today, guys. I will return, hopefully, on Saturday. As of tomorrow, Thursday, Phil's day off. Friday, I am busy. You know, I've got a wee getaway planned. Me and my good lady. It's a wee birthday treat I'm doing for we're doing a wee overnight hotel stay, or whatever. You know what I mean? So yeah, we're going to stay overnight somewhere. Yeah. I'm missing bingo. You know, it's for love. You know, I do it for love. You know, it's a good reason to miss the bingo. You do it for love. There we go. But to make up for it, I will do a Saturday bingo stream instead. All things, because you know, if all goes to plan, I should be able to do that. Is that otter playing with snow? Or is it just a wee treat? Who knows? But yeah, anyway, guys, hope to return on Saturday, guys. Hope you enjoy the rest of your Wednesday. Enjoy your Thursday and Friday as well. I'm going to end how it always ends things by playing notorious PIG contributions made by the supremely talented Pixar Animations. But I hope you have a good time anyway. Check out That Being Said, who'll be on tomorrow at some point for another usual kind of show. Check out other detractors as well doing streams. Aish Yamamoto has recently started a stream right now. I'm not sure if he's doing a restream of Phil or he's doing his own gameplay stream, but I will be live redirecting to Aish Yamamoto after the stream ends, which is coming up, you know, right now. But guys, hope you all had a good time. Thank you for keeping me right in the card. Thank you for the contributions. Thank you, D-Dog, as well, for the FIGATED members as well. Very appreciated, and Kel Denson as well for the tip as well earlier on. And yeah, and as well as the input on the members situation, we get the member bombs with Prophet and D-Dog sharing their own experience in Meester as well with intake. Thank you very much for, you know, making this hopefully an entertaining bingo stream. I'll see you all later. And yeah, I'm going to enter all's end, of course, with Notorious PIG. But yeah, guys, have a good one. I'll catch you all later. Peace out.
On September 14th, a pre-authorized payment of $16.51 from PayPal.
All right, Luna Mills has tipped me $1.30. It says, "I'm back. What's your favorite type of shower?" When you're showered in money. When you go outside and all of a sudden greenbacks start falling from the sky and you raise your face up, you're like, oh, you start dancing, you go, oh, money, money, yeah, yeah. All right, I don't know what the hell you're talking about, but thank you for the first tip of the day.
yeah. Money, money. Oh, money, money. Yeah, yeah. Money, money. Money, money. Yeah, yeah. Money, money. Oh, money, money. Yeah, yeah.
These contributions are mandatory.
Money, money. Yeah, yeah. Money, money. Oh, money, money. Yeah, yeah. Money, money. Money, money. Yeah, yeah. Money, money. Oh, money, money. Yeah, yeah.
These contributions are mandatory.
Show me the money.
Free.
Money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, money. Oh, money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, money. Money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, money. Oh, money, money, yeah, yeah.
These contributions are mandatory. And it's gone, just gone like that.